Welcome to the Johnson Collection, New England Patriots radio broadcasts from 1985 through 2026. It's the 2001 season, and this is game number 3, played on September 30th, 2001 at Foxboro Stadium in Foxboro, Massachusetts. It's the Indianapolis Colts at the New England Patriots. NFL history is made today as Tom Brady has his very first start. The legendary voice of the New England Patriots, Gil Santos, is joined by Peter Brock, who's filling in for Gino Cappelletti. Let's go to Foxboro.
Well, Bill Abbott here, Foxboro Stadium. It is a very cold and chilly day, very windy today as well, as we check in a little bit further down south on Route 1. Let's find out what's going on with the End Zone tailgate party and Megaphone Matt.
Hey everyone, it's Megaphone Matt broadcasting live down here at the End Zone Motor Inn. Come on down here, everyone. We're having a great time. We're drinking beers. We're eating sausages. We're having a great time. We have the BCN official football toss. That's if you donate $1 to charity, you get to throw the football through the hole. If you get it in, you get a free T-shirt. We also have tons of contests you can do. We have the Recycle and Win contest. You come on down, you fill out a little slip, and you can win tickets to the big game. We also have the BCN Street Crew down here giving out free Cape Cod potato chips, all kinds of free stuff. So come on down. It's BCN and Megaphone Matt hanging out here at the End Zone Motor Inn with Miller Lite and Amtrak.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. Sounds windy down there, just like it is down here at Foxboro Stadium. Coming up a little bit later on this hour, Jonathan Kraft is going to be joining us from the owner's box. We'll have our Patriot predictions, and right around the corner, Gil Santos has his exclusive game day conversation with Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. That is next here on the AT&T Wireless pregame show on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. Bill Abbott here live from the Budweiser Broadcast Palace here at Foxboro Stadium with a terrific furnishings from Port Furniture. I want to thank Chris Gifford and the entire crew over at Fleming's Prime Steakhouse and Wine Bar in Park Square in Boston for providing lunch here today for the entire crew. Some terrific sandwiches that Jonathan Kraft absolutely loves, and we'll be talking with Jonathan coming up a little bit later on this hour. Bill Belichick is brought to you by the skilled union laborers and signatory contractors of the New England Laborers Labor Management Cooperation Trust. For quality projects, choose a contractor who knows enough to work union. Visit them on the web at necoooptrust.com. Want to make sure I get the address properly, or you can call them at 401-751-1011. And now with our exclusive game day conversation with Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, here's Gil Santos.
Well, Bill, first things first, how's Drew Bledsoe coming along?
Well, Gil, I think Drew's doing a lot better. He got out of the hospital on Thursday. We saw him Thursday. He was over here at practice and in our meetings Friday. So I think he's doing much better. Certainly I don't think he's anywhere close to being normal still. I think that's going to be a little bit longer. He's still pretty sore, and he lost he lost some blood. But overall, I think he's doing much better than he was last Sunday or Monday when I saw him at the hospital.
All right, let's go back a week to the Jet game, and then we'll talk about this one. In the National Football League, if you hold a team to 10 points, you should win 90% of the time. But if you turn the ball over 4 times and get no takeaways, you should lose 95% of the time. And basically, that's what happened in that one.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right, Gil. We didn't score enough points, and we turned the ball over and set up some opportunities for the Jets, and also took ourselves out of point opportunities, at least field goal attempts, and a couple times we were down in there inside the 20. So that combination of factors didn't bode well for us. But you're right. Overall, when you hold a team to 10 points, you should have a pretty good chance to win.
So your defense in the first 2 games had one bad quarter against Cincinnati, the third quarter overall, but has played overall pretty well in the first couple of games. Are you pleased with the way the defense has been coming along?
Yeah, I think overall the defense has been pretty consistent for us all year, including preseason. We've had a couple lapses. We've had a couple long drives against us where we should have been able to get off the field. And the thing we've got to continue to do is work harder to force more turnovers, and that would help the offense, and of course it would take a little air out of the opponent's offense as well. So turnovers and just a little bit more consistent on those long drives, and I think that we're moving in the right direction defensively.
Let's talk about Tom Brady. I know you have a great deal of confidence in this young man, and he has a great deal of confidence in himself. How has he responded to this week of practice as the first-string quarterback? How have his teammates responded to him? How do you feel about going into this game against the Colts with Tom Brady as your number one quarterback?
Well, I feel fine with Tom. I think that that he's well prepared. I think he's got a lot of things going for him. He's a smart player. He's very consistent. He works hard, knows what's going on, has a good arm, handles himself well under game conditions. He doesn't get rattled by the pressure, and he really sees things that the defense are doing. He knows where people are and knows what the coverages are and that kind of thing. So I think that he's got a lot of positive things going for him. He needs a little bit more game experience, and there's only one way to get that, and he'll get it today. But I think he'll be okay. I think he'll give a good account of himself, and we need the other 10 guys out there with him to do well too.
Now, what about the Indianapolis Colts? They've started out wild with 87 points in 2 games, an offense that can really move the ball up and down the field. What part of their game are you going to try to take away to stay in there and see if you can come up with a win on this one?
Mm-hmm. Well, they have a very explosive offense. I think one of the best things that they've done over the last 3 years, Gil, is just keep the same guys on the field every week. They've been very consistent. They haven't had many injuries. The offensive line, the receivers, the quarterbacks, the running backs, all those guys are very consistent. They're out there every week, and they have a real good continuity together. The keys for us today will be, number one, to do a decent job on injuring James. Number two, to do a good job on Marvin Harrison. And number three, to get some turnovers. And I think that if we can keep James and Harrison under control and not let them go wild, they're going to get some plays and they're going to get some yards and all that. But if we do a good job on them, then we'll just have to play good team defense and hold up against everybody else. But those 2 guys are the key, and being able to keep Manning off balance is important as well.
Now, while their offense has scored 87 points in 2 games, their defense has given up 25.5 points per game in their first 2 games. That's only 2 or 3 teams in the NFL have allowed more points and more yardage than they have. Do you feel confident that your offense can move the ball against these guys?
Well, we're going to have to. Yeah, we're going to have to. I think that we're going to need a good balance today, both running and passing. Colts do quite a bit of blitzing, and so if you can pick up the blitz, it gives you some opportunities to make some plays, both in man and zone coverage. They run them both, but that'll be the key for us, is to be able to pick it up and then execute in the passing game or in the running game, whatever we happen to have called, to be able to split those seams and create some opportunities for ourselves so we get one-on-one coverage out there.
On a day like today, and I know you've been out on the field, it is becoming very, very windy. How does that play into what you're going to try to do offensively over the course of a game? You've been preparing all week long to play the Colts and put in a particular game plan. Then you get to game day like today with where the wind apparently is going to be a factor. How does this impact what you've been preparing all week long, or does it?
Well, Gil, we've been working, of course, outside in some of the conditions during the week. So what we're seeing today is not a whole lot different from at times what we've thrown in during the week. But I talked to the team last night for about 15 or 20 minutes about just playing in the wind and what are the different situations that can come up and things that you want to be aware of. And I think the best thing you can do is to be able to practice in it and get used to it. And we've been fortunate because we have been able to experience it here. I think some of the things that are going to be important are going to be when we're going into the wind is in the passing game is keeping the ball low so it doesn't hang up in the air and give an opportunity to let defenders get to it. Obviously, we're going to have to be able to run the ball and try to control the clock and not put the defense on a short field, because we know how hard it is to kick the ball into the wind. And at the same time, when we have the wind, we've got to do a good job defensively of getting the ball for our offense so that they can't run the clock out by keeping it away from us. So I'm not sure today if the wind is going to affect the intermediate passing game. It may be strong enough to affect the longer passing game. I think these quarterbacks are strong enough that they can still throw the ball in the 15 to 20 yards downfield without having too much effect.
All right, Bill, good luck against the Colts. See if we can get the first one today, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, Gil, thank you.
Thank you very much, Gil. For more Patriots news and more Patriots highlights, watch the 10 p.m. Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 30 minutes of home team news, 100% dedicated to New England's teams. The New England Sports Report nightly on Fox Sports Net. And coming up, the play that made it happen from a week ago. And I'll tell you, I give big credit to Julie Campbell, who works on microphones on the sidelines, because she was there, front and center, for for the play that made it happen. We're also going to be speaking with Jonathan Kraft on the way as we get ready for the Patriots and the Colts here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. The play that made it happen is brought to you by Lappin's Discount Auto Parts. With 18 stores in and around Boston, there's a Lappin store near you for quality, service, and discount prices. It happens at Lappin's.
Offset left is Redmond. Slot to the near side left for Bledsoe with the tight end on the right wing. 3rd and 10. Bledsoe deep drop, steps up, now rolls to the right. Now he's going to have to run at the 20, 25, 30. Oh, and knocked out of bounds right at the 6. I don't think he made the first down. He got whacked over on the far side as he tried to run the 10 yards for the first down, and I'm not sure he's going to get up on this one. He really got hit.
He certainly did. The collision was more like a car accident than it was a football collision, keeping Drew Bledsoe out for a minimum of 4 weeks. It'll be at least 2 weeks before they decide when they're going to be bringing him back. As opportunity to speak with Drew Bledsoe earlier in the program. Get your head into any of the 48 Massachusetts or New Hampshire Supercuts shops and register to win Patriots home game tickets. You could be the lucky Supercuts Customer of the Week. Supercuts, as hip as you want to be. And we're still waiting for somebody to come up here with a Ted Johnson jersey so you can win the Ted Johnson autographed ball courtesy of Dunkin' Donuts. I know it's just a matter of, as the thousands of people are literally cascading by here, just pull up here with your Ted Johnson jersey. We'll make sure that you get the prize courtesy of Dunkin' Donuts. And coming up around the corner, we're going to be speaking with Jonathan Kraft, the owner's box, here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
The Johnson Collection.
The owner's box is brought to you by the Laser Vision Massachusetts Eye and Ear Infirmary, the official laser center of the New England Patriots Rock Radio Network. Your eyes are too important to let just anyone operate on them. And Bill Abbott here along with Jonathan Kraft. And Jonathan, thank you very much for joining us again this week. Football is a brutal game, as we witnessed last week, and a big investment that you've got in your quarterback, Drew Bledsoe. Pretty much, I think it's safe to say, out indefinitely now.
Yeah, he's definitely not playing today, and he definitely won't be playing next week. It's a brutal game. Drew, it's so funny how early in his career people always said he had happy feet or questioned his toughness, and I used to always like to correct them. And then we had the season, in '97, where at the end of the year, he broke his finger in that Monday night game against Miami, and basically threw the winning pass with bone coming through his finger. And I'll never forget when we came in the locker room that night, Ty Law and Lawyer Malloy, Drew was already in, and they came as they passed his locker, because Drew's locker is kind of right at the front of the doors to the locker room, and they both started doing the bowing down, the we're not worthy bow. And, those are both Lawyer Malloy is as tough as they come. And I think, for those who didn't get it for Drew then, hopefully over the last couple of years, they've appreciated it. And just the fact that he went back into that game last week speaks to his toughness. Unfortunately, for the first time in his career, he suffered a pretty significant injury, and it could have been a lot worse. It was feared to be worse at the start. And now it's just about hopefully Drew getting healthy and getting himself, back into shape.
You talk about how tough he is as a football player, and this is a guy who's played roughly 130 games throughout his career and only missed 6, the bulk of which came in his very first season.
Yeah, then that's right. Yeah, so it's been a great run. In 95, he dislocated his shoulder, missed, I think, 2 games or 3 games, missed a couple games with the finger, and that's been it.
Yeah, he missed, the one game against Jacksonville in the playoffs. Yeah. Zolak played that game.
That's right.
And today, tell us about Tom Brady. I mean, here's a guy who, has stepped in. He's actually a low-round draft pick, but everybody seems to be very high on this guy.
Well, he played in a real college program. He played in Michigan. He's in the big house. He's used to playing in front of over 100,000 people. He's played in some pressure-packed situations. I mean, I remember watching him come from behind to beat Ohio State, I guess, 4 years ago now, and I guess there were a couple other examples of that in his career. He's an incredibly hard-working guy. He went, 21-5 in a real football program, and he works incredibly hard, both physically and mentally at the game. And, people have talked about the fact that he's got a confident attitude. bordering on cocky. He's not a cocky or an arrogant guy. And just to that point, I'll tell you a story. When he showed up here for the first rookie minicamp, I guess the first person he saw was my father. As he got here from the airport, he was getting out of a car that was dropping him off, and my father was walking in, and he walked right over to him, and he said, Mr. Kraft, Tom Brady, you just selected me in the 6th round as your quarterback. I want you to know that this is the best decision your organization has ever made. and that's not, my father's told that story from the minute. He goes, I couldn't believe it, this guy. But I think that speaks. It wasn't said, being cocky or arrogant. He's a confident person who's going to work hard, and he believes he's a winner. And I'll tell you, at that position of quarterback, you need somebody who thinks like that. If they don't think like that, you got a problem right off the bat.
They talk about depth in the National Football League, and there are those critics who say that the New England Patriots are lacking depth at various positions. But obviously, you guys are blessed in Drew Bledsoe being out this week and having two very good quarterbacks at backup right now.
Yeah, we've spoken about Tom. Damon Heward, if you're a Patriots fan, you remember, we got all excited that game when McGinnis knocked Marino out, in the first series of the game or the second series, and all Damon Heward did that season was beat us, and he has, I believe, a 5-1 record as a starter. He's a real quarterback, and we specifically signed him with the idea that we wanted the number 2 quarterback this year, figuring that Tom Brady and potentially Michael Bishop would have been fighting for the 3rd spot, but I think people's eyes were pretty much on Brady, was to have somebody who's played and won in an NFL football game, so that if something happened to Drew, there was that type of experience to draw from. But this offseason, which we signed Damon right at the start of the free agency period, and this offseason, Tom just spent so much time here, not only building himself up physically in the offseason program, but spending time with Coach Rabine, who has since passed away, but really trying to learn and understand the offense. He spent a ton of afternoons out in the practice bubble throwing to receivers, and I think when they saw that sort of dedication and then what he did at training camp, Bill decided to move him up to number 2, and we're lucky, because I think no one would hesitate in a minute if Damon had to go into the game to think we were really giving anything up.
One story I want to see whether or not you can put this to rest or not. I'm online yesterday. I'm surfing around. I forget exactly which credible football site it was. I want to say it was CNNSI. I could be wrong. Troy Aikman approached by the New England Patriots to come out of retirement to potentially work this or maybe a game down the line.
I don't want to speak for the entire organization, because maybe some scout that's out on the road somewhere in California said something to him, but to the best of my knowledge, he was never contacted. And that's not a cute answer. It's just I don't want to say nobody in this organization.
Well, it also may have been kind of a joking thing. Somebody might have seen him in passing in a hallway somewhere, and with Fox, and just said, hey, what are you doing next week? And somebody may have turned that into an invitation to come for a tryout.
And that could have very well happened. There were no serious discussions or contemplation of Troy Aikman joining the team.
In a related story, I got to pass this to you. I got this from the Japan Times Online.
It's a very credible source.
Yeah, well, Japan Times is very...
Oh, look at that. No, I didn't know what rumor you're...
A former Yokozuna, a guy goes by the name Waka Nohana, who actually, grand champion in Japanese sumo wrestling, is now playing... American football in Japan. I don't want to say it's pro football, because it's actually amateur, but it's their top league that they have there. This guy wants to play in the National Football League, and he claims his agent has been in touch with the New England Patriots as far as a potential tryout, maybe next year.
Yeah, 2 things. One, their uniforms. This picture you've just handed me, and I know we're on radio. I was going to say, how did this guy get in a Broncos uniform? So I guess he plays for the Skylarks of the X League, this says. Scott Pioli spends a lot of time talking to agents for all different types of people, but not just college free agent types who weren't drafted or veterans that are out, but people who are playing Australian rules football, people that are playing rugby around the world, people that are kicking in soccer leagues, and potentially people that are sumo wrestlers. So has somebody talked to this guy? Maybe. I don't think it's gotten to an overly serious.
I thought it was just a kind of an interesting story. As it comes up. This guy, as it turns out, great.
Well, here's his quote. I have very little to say because I played only one play and I didn't make contact with anybody.
It's true. He played on a point after attempt. And I'm sure probably a stunt to a certain extent within the X League itself there in Japan, but at the same time, the guy's a phenomenal athlete who got out of his particular sport early. Whether or not he could make it at the NFL level, we'll see. Let's let him go to Europe first. I want to go back to depth in the National Football League, and the opponent here today, the Indianapolis Colts, in a very short period of time, have been able to build up a very good offensive football team. Of course, you got a number 1 draft pick in the quarterback in Peyton Manning. You got another top draft pick in Edgerrin James. But they've also seemed to have been able to build up a lot of depth in the wide receiver position and a tight end. This is a team that has 2 tight ends that any team in the National Football League could die for.
Bill Polian, came in and has just done a masterful job. I mean, people know what he did up in Buffalo with the 5 Super Bowl appearances, and then to go to Carolina in the second year, have them at the NFC Championship game level. He's a brilliant talent guy, and he's helped build up a great football team there. And I'll tell you, Marvin Harrison, that draft that Keshawn and Terry and
Eric
Molds, that draft they were in 96, April of 96, clearly the best receiver out of that draft, and that's the one guy that was there beforehand was Marvin Harrison. I mean, he's just exceptional, and they have depth, and that's such a rare thing. For a while they had the depth at the skill positions, but the offensive line was hurting, and it seems like the last 2 years that's really been a focus. And for the first time in memory, they're coming in with the exact same offensive line, to my knowledge, that they had last year, and that's got to help just make the running game that much better, and especially the running game. But Peyton's got to love knowing who's in front of him, and their offense is a juggernaut. It rivals what St. Louis had 3 years ago. It's real.
Not to mention that it makes it very difficult for any defense playing this team, where if you try and stack the line against the run, Peyton Manning has so many options to be able to throw to.
Yeah, and last week, hopefully Teddy Johnson's got another week back under his belt. Richard Seymour went up against a Pro Bowl center last week, and I thought for his first start as a pro, he actually did pretty well for himself. Hopefully we can do something on the run side of the game, and because if you can slow Edgerrin James down, you've accomplished something. And if we can slow him down and rely on Ty and Buckley and Lawyer and Matt Stevens to play right up at their highest level, hopefully we can do something to slow him down. Peyton, I'm kind of glad it's windy here today, because Peyton's used to playing in the Dome, and for those at home or not here yet, it's actually
very windy here today.
It's very windy, and I think that works to our advantage. And playing against their offense, you really need all the advantages you can get. And it's windy here today. It's unseasonably chilly, and maybe that'll help slow them down just a little bit. They're a juggernaut.
I want to talk a little bit about something, or more of a follow-up from a week ago on the security going into Foxboro Stadium. Things seem to work out exceptionally well. The fans here in New England, they tolerated what went on very well. I don't think there were any problems as far as anybody getting in, other than a delay that we tried to let everybody know about, and pretty much business as usual. And talking with the state police just prior to going on with the broadcast, they don't anticipate any problems, and I think it's a testament to the fans that you've got here with the New England Patriots that everything went as smoothly as it did last week.
I'm glad you brought it up, because at the end I was going to thank them. Our season ticket holders and the other fans that were at the game really made last week. The pregame ceremony was so moving, and the fact that we were able to get most of the people in, that there were no incidents, there were no complaints on the incoming. I know there was a little bit of a problem out on Route 1 when some lots got reconfigured, but our season ticket holders and fans were great, and our organization just wants to thank them. They were also, the atmosphere in the game last week, even though the result wasn't what we wanted at the end, was also great. And I think people understand. I'm glad the trooper told you that it's business as usual, but business as usual is going to not be the business as usual of the last couple of years. There will be, more security. It won't be any more intrusive than it was last week, and hopefully we'll get better at it so that the time constraints on our fans coming in won't be as great.
And you talk about the intrusiveness, and the only thing I could compare it to was it's very similar to the security that you would have here at Foxboro Stadium for a rock concert. You go through, you get checked, and you go through a physical pat down. There are things that you can't bring to a rock concert the same way that you can't bring into a sporting event here with the backpack situation and umbrellas and things of that nature. And other than maybe that the pat down was a little bit more I don't want to say extreme, but it was there was a little bit more going on. It wasn't just a normal simple pat down. They were really doing their job and making sure that nobody was getting away with anything, and that's the way it's going to be pretty much from now on.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to. And the only thing I'll say, and we had some help with this last week too, if fans, and you've heard the security experts and our politicians on TV say it, but if people, once they get in the stadium, could also just be a little bit more aware of what's going on around them, so that if if you see something that doesn't look right or that shouldn't be where it is, or something that just has you a little bit concerned, I don't mean to get people, I think they should feel comfortable and safe going in, but none of us in this country were ever overly cognizant of everything going on around us as they are in probably some other countries around the world. And if when you're in the building, if you just do that, that'd be great. And if there's a problem, there's plenty of security people everywhere.
Jonathan, we're almost out of time. I've got less than a minute. Kind of a surprise this week in the announcement that your family made in bringing Bruce Armstrong in this week to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame.
Bruce has the record for most games played as a Patriot, and given the way the world is moving with free agency in sports, it'll probably never be duplicated. And really, it was a matter of, we always wanted to honor Bruce. We would have announced something before the year started, but I think Bruce maybe thought for a little while he might play somewhere this year and wanted to make sure it was done when his career was over. And Bruce made the decision, I think, that he was done playing, and he really, while he had a couple offers, I think didn't want to play anywhere but here. So we've waived the rule on the 5-year waiting period. He will be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame in a pregame ceremony, and he's a great guy and a great leader, and we're proud he's going to have played every one of his NFL games. Is that going to
be a pregame or a halftime ceremony?
I believe it's a pregame ceremony. Okay. It's a pregame ceremony, and I think that's what Bruce wanted. And Bruce is an understated guy. He's a tremendous leader, tremendous football player. 6 Pro Bowls, I believe. Mm-hmm. And in our minds, he should be going into the Hall of Fame.
A great choice. And, as you mentioned, this is a guy who, in this age of free agency, I think him and Bruce Matthews may be the last of their kind to play on the line for any length of time for one particular team.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing. And you think about it, Foxboro Stadium's about to be torn down. He's played in just under half the NFL games played at Foxboro Stadium.
Jonathan, I want to thank you very much for joining us again this week, and we'll talk to you next week down in Miami.
Thanks, Bill.
It's Jonathan Kraft joining us here as we get ready for the Patriots and the Colts. CLS and Lightalier lighting the way for New England. Thousands of contractors throughout New England. Call 1-800-842-8078. CLS and Lightalier lighting the way for New England. We'll have our Patriot predictions coming up on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. The New England Carpenters Union. You can find out more about the largest joint venture in construction today. Union Carpenters and Contractors. Call 1-800-275-6200 as the Patriots get ready for the Indianapolis Colts. This is going to be a tough game. Patriots defense has to play this game tight for the New England Patriots to be able to stay in this game, because it will be a shootout on offense. The Patriots defense are going to have to look to try and stop the run with Edgerrin James, but they can't put too much against the run, because if they do, then obviously they're going to be allowing the receivers to be open. It's going to be a tight game. They got a lot of great receivers. 2 good tight ends there as well for the Indianapolis Colts, a team that the Patriots have played well through the last couple seasons, and Bill Belichick has been able to defense pretty well. Peter Brock and Gil Santos will have more on this coming up. I want to thank Tom Gianfrancesco from Tom's Tavern here in Rentham for providing some excellent food here in the fabulous Budweiser Broadcast Palace. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to turn down your televisions and turn up your radios as Gil Santos and Peter Brock have the starting lineups and the call of today's game between the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts, live from Foxboro Stadium here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Good afternoon, everyone, from Foxboro Stadium. This is Gil Santos along with Peter Brock as the New England Patriots get set to play Game 3 of the 2001 football season against the Indianapolis Colts. The crowd continuing to file in. It is a cold and gray day, and a strong northeast wind making it seem much colder than the 60 degrees that we're going to have here today. Got a pretty strong wind blowing from the far sideline toward our side of the field from a northeast direction. So that's going to make it seem a lot colder, and the wind certainly will have an effect and be a factor in this game. Certainly when it comes to the kicking game, and particularly teams that will be punting with a strong crosswind, or the teams that will be trying field goals. How much it affects the passing game remains to be seen. The Patriots come in at 0-2. The Indianapolis Colts are 2-0. Right now, a ceremony on the field honoring Patriot left tackle Bruce Armstrong, officially retired. They've now just unveiled his number on his uniform that will be put in the Patriots Hall of Fame, and retired as a member of the Patriots Hall of Fame, Bruce Armstrong, getting a nice round of applause from the crowd here in Foxboro. 15 years played with the Patriots, half of the life of Foxboro Stadium for Bruce Armstrong. And Peter Brock, you as an offensive lineman certainly can appreciate what Bruce Armstrong meant to this team over the 15-year career that he had.
Well, absolutely. And in today's game, it's really unusual for a player to play his entire career, especially one so long. It's 14 or 15 years that Bruce played here and anchored the offensive line. It's a great tribute. And, you know, they waived the 5-year rule. Mr. Kraft, I guess, because he's the owner, I guess he can do that. He's got a little bit of juice. So they waived that, and it's a great tribute to Bruce Armstrong.
Peter Brock filling in once again today for Gino Cappelletti, our longtime partner who continues to recover from heart surgery of several weeks back. And keep talking to Gino during the course of the week. He's feeling stronger and better every day. And hopefully he'll be back in the booth soon, but we can't really pinpoint any date in the near future as to when that will be, but it will be in the future coming up soon, we certainly hope. In any event, Gino remains out of action, so Peter Brock will continue to sit alongside of me for these Patriots football games. We also want to send hello over to Roger Homan, our ace statistician, who is also recovering from some surgery. He was out last week. He'll be out again this week. My son Mark filling in today on the stats. And so we want to say hi to Roger Homan and hope that he continues to recuperate and gets back into action soon as well, as this has not been the healthiest season for
the broadcast
crew.
I'm not going in anytime soon. Are you?
I'm not planning on it. The Patriots and Colts this afternoon, and certainly a difficult task for the Patriots to try to come up with their first win of the season. When you look at the numbers, offensive numbers anyway, of the Indianapolis Colts, 87 points in 2 games, beating the New York Jets 45-24, beating the Buffalo Bills 42-26. That's not too shabby, an average of 43.5 points per game over their first 2 games. The Patriots, meanwhile, have scored just 20 points total in their first 2 games, averaging only 10 points per game. The other number that you have to also take into consideration when you look at the Indianapolis Colts, and the one number that can give you some hope that maybe you can come up with a victory over this team, is the number of points they have allowed in the first 2 games, 50. That's an average of 25 points a game. Only 3 other NFL teams have allowed more points than the Indianapolis Colts. The Patriots have allowed 33 points in 2 games, which is 10 points per game less than the Colts have. So if you're going to pull an upset on this team, you're going to have to do it with defense, special teams, and opportunistic offensive play. Coming up next, the starting lineups and the kickoff on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Today, the Patriots defense, your starters at left end, Bobby Hamilton, right end, Roman Pfeiffer. Inside, Brandon Mitchell at nose tackle and Anthony Pleasant at defensive tackle. Strong outside linebacker, Mike Vrabel. Middle linebacker, BRYAN COX, and weak outside linebacker, Ted Bruschi. The corners are Ty Law and Otis Smith. Strong safety, Lawyer Malloy. Free safety, Matt Stevens. Today, they'll be facing the NFL's #1 ranked offense. Wide receivers, Jerome Pathon. and Marvin Harrison. At inside in the offensive line, left tackle Tarek Glenn. Left guard Steve McKinney. At center, Jeff Saturday. Right guard Larry Moore. Right tackle Adam Meadows. Tight end today for the Indianapolis Colts, Ken Dilger. At quarterback, Peyton Manning. Running back, Edgerrin James. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Muscle life, and there's poetry in each season made of sweat and strife. Winds whisper of high hopes. Victory is in the sky. A season awaits with glory in her eye.
Now back in motion to the left. Goes in motion to... Now back in motion to the left. Goes in motion to... And it is good. 3 yards deep. Going to run it out straight up the middle. Now heads right to the 10. Now left at the 15. Now turns the corner at the 20. He's at the 25, 30, 35, 40. And what a play! One running back is Kevin Falk on the draw. Coming up the middle. 45, 50, 45. He's going to go all the way. That's a 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Kevin Falk. Ball is intercepted. Ball is intercepted. Picked off at the 40 and running it in for a touchdown. Will be winning again. Bledsoe. Wires. Clock. First down, Troy Brown, of course.
This is New England Patriots football, live and in stereo on WBCN. Brought to you by U.S. Airways, Boston's #1 airline. Your friendly New England ice dealers. Dunkin' Donuts, Keyspan Energy, putting more energy into life. The New England Sports Report, nightly at 10 on Fox Sports Net. Mattress Giant, the Discount Sleep Superstores. The New England Laborers Health and Safety Fund. Lincoln Park, Aztec Technology Partners of New England, and the United Association of Plumbers, Pipe Fitters, and Sprinkler Fitters. This afternoon, we're live at Foxboro Stadium, where it's the Pats and the Indianapolis Colts. Here now, with the kickoff, the legendary voice of the New England Patriots, Gil Santos, and filling in for Gino Cavallini, Dave Brown.
Today's time and temperature is brought to you by Keyspan Energy Delivery. To convert your home or business to clean, dependable natural gas heat, call 1-800-755-4GAS and find out what incentives you qualify for. Keyspan, putting more energy into life. The time is 12:57, and the temperature is 59 degrees and feeling much cooler than that with that northeast, I would say breeze, but it feels more like a gale today. Like one of the obvious keys to today's game is how well Tom Brady can fill in for Drew Bledsoe. Tom Brady, this will be his first NFL start in his second year as a Patriot. He had a fine exhibition season, but exhibition and preseason games are much different than facing the reigning AFC East champion, I would believe. But, the one thing mentally Tom Brady can do is, there's very little expected of him, being a fill-in for Drew Bledsoe. He can come out here and kind of wing it and kind of just let it go. And I really do anticipate he's not facing a huge defense or a real strong defense here. I really expect the Patriots offense to hopefully get on track. The running game, perhaps they're facing a team defense with the Indianapolis Colts that has given up a lot of rushing yardage, facing Curtis Martin in Buffalo last week. So if they're going to get something on track, they do have an opportunity today. It's just, can they get into a shootout with the Indianapolis Colts? And the only thing they can hope to do is slow down this Colts offense, which is #1 ranked in both the NFL and AFC, obviously. They're second in the NFL in rushing, first in all categories, total and passing offense, which is really unusual in today's game to see this kind of balance offensively.
Well, they've got, the great skill position players, Peter, and Peyton Manning at quarterback, Edgerrin James is their running back, Marvin Harrison and Jerome Pathon, their two top receivers, so they've got great strength at those skill positions. One area where they could find themselves in difficulty, and it surprises me when I looked at the depth chart, they've only, aside from Edgerrin James, only one other running back who was dressed for this game, and that's Dominic Rhodes, a rookie, was an undrafted college free agent, undrafted player. Jim Finn, their regular fullback is out of the game, and the other guy who was a backup fullback they cut this week. So, if something happened to James, they're going to be a little thin.
Yeah, they've had, in their statistics, looking it over, preparing for this game, they've had 2 rushers this season. One, Edgerrin James, obviously. The other is Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
and that's just to probably get out of somebody's way. But, you're right. The depth there is lacking, but Edgerrin James hasn't spent much time on the bench.
No, he's a big, strong guy, and he's very fast. He's a great back. He's a great running back. There's no question about it. The Patriots, I think, Peter, if they're going to have a chance in this one, are going to have to play very good defense, which they've done for the most part in the first 2 games of the season. And I think they're going to have to do some things on special teams in order to be able to have a chance to stay with the Colts. We don't know what we're going to see from Tom Brady. We have a rough idea of what he does and what he can do and his strengths and weaknesses through the preseason, and I thought he did a pretty good job in trying to get the team into the end zone at the end of the last 2 minutes of last week's game. But from beginning to end, we don't know what to expect from this young man. I know the players and the coaches are very high on him, and it'll be interesting to watch the whole thing unfold and see what he does.
Well, he's spent 2 years in this system, so nothing's really going to sneak up on him. They may actually go in with a more core type of game plan than obviously one that they'd have with Drew Bledsoe in here. And he could be very effective in performing very freely inside that type of core offense. Not probably a lot of fancy things that are going to happen. He's got an arm, though, Gil, that he can get the ball downfield. And it's, playing in front of crowds is not going to be a new thing to him coming out of the University of Michigan. He's played some big-time football in the past. And, again, I just think mentally he's probably expecting a lot of himself, but he can really just go out here and let it rip and see where the cards are playing.
Well, we're going to find out in a hurry because the Patriots won the toss, so they're going to get the ball to start the game, and we're going to find out. The coin was tossed by heavyweight champion Johnny Ruiz, tossing the coin prior to the game. So the Patriots will get the ball first, and we'll find out what kind of a quarterback Tom Brady's going to be in his first NFL start.
The coin toss is brought to you by Unisphere Networks. Join a growing company and a winning team. Unisphere Networks, a leading provider of IP infrastructure products, enabling next-generation broadband data and voice services. Log on to unispherenetworks.com to review career opportunities and a winning team.
Well, the kickoff is being brought to you by Lincoln Park. If the Patriots return this opening kickoff for a touchdown, Doris Snyder of Quincy, Mass. wins $25,000 in cash. For your chance to win, visit Lincoln Park today. The Colts in their white jerseys, white helmets, and the blue numerals, and, of course, the familiar blue horseshoe on their helmet. The Patriots in their blue jerseys, silver pants, and helmets, back deep to receive the kickoff. To the near side is Kevin Falk, averaging 28.5 yards a kickoff return through the first 2 games. He's back at about the 4-yard line, and to the far side is Patrick Pass to receive the kickoff. Coming from Hunter Smith, who was the Colts punter and also their kickoff man. They used to have Danny Kite as strictly a kickoff man, but they cut him during the preseason, and Hunter Smith, their punter, is going to be the kickoff guy. The wind has blown the ball off the tee. And the wind is going to be a factor, Peter, no question about it, especially when it concerns punts. When the ball gets up in the air, it's going to be blown pretty well toward this sideline of the field.
Well, and inside this bowl, too, it swirls around quite a bit. Even though there's a direction to the wind, expect to see that wind swirling.
And the wind blows the ball off the tee again, and so the Colts are going to have to use one of their special team guys, Clifton Crosby, to hold the ball, as Hunter Smith will be kicking off from left to right. Now the 3rd year out of the University of Notre Dame. Hunter Smith, the Colts punter and kickoff man. Set to go up at the 10-yard line now. Falk and pass. The kickoff is away, end over end, and it is coming down at the 3-yard line to Kevin Falk up the middle of the 5, 10, 15, 20. On his feet at the 25, and he spills out to about the 28-yard line. On the return for Kevin Falk, and that's where the Patriot offense will go to work 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And as we check the Patriots offensive line, it is Bray Rugemer at center in place of Damian Woody, who has a neck injury. So Rugemer is the center. The guards are Andruzzi and Compton. The tackles
are Randall Robinson and Matt Light. Brady on 1st and 10 from his own 28-yard line. In motion from left to right goes Mark Edwards. The give comes to no one. Play action fake. Spinning back and being thrown down for a loss inside the 20-yard line is Tom Brady, who tried to spin out of the way of the charging defender Brad Scioli, who made the sack. And that's his first sack of the season. And Brady gets sacked on his first play, a 9-yard loss back to the 19-yard line.
Well, they open up with a naked boot, and it sure didn't fool Brad Scioli.
They'll make it 2nd down and 19 for the Patriots. The toss comes to the near side to Antoine Smith across the 20 and out to the 25-yard line, where he's brought down there by defensive back Idris Bashir, a rookie from Memphis, making the tackle on Antoine Smith. It'll bring up 3rd down for the Patriots from their own 21-yard line. They have to get out to the 38. So it is 3rd and about 12 yards to go. Just across the 25 to the 26. I'm sorry, I thought I said the 21. It's the 26. 3rd down and 12 for the Patriots. Smith is the lone running back. Behind quarterback Tom Brady with 3 receivers to the far side right. In motion right to left comes Rod Rutledge. Brady off play action back to throw. Stands in there, steps to the left a little bit, now fires up the field. Oh, and he had David Patton wide open, and he would have gone for a touchdown, but Brady missed him at the 45-yard line of the Colts. Oh, my, was he ever open.
Wide open, and they should get those kind of opportunities today. You got to wonder if that ball got held up a little bit into the wind in that situation, Gil.
Well, Lee Johnson will be punting from right to left. Back deep for the Colts is Terrence Wilkins, a very good punt return man. Wilkins, averaging 17 yards a punt return, has already taken one back this season for a touchdown. Johnson's punt is a bad one. Low. Bouncing across the 40, gets a Patriot roll across the 35, picked up at the 30. Coming to the near side right is the return man Wilkins, cut down at the 33-yard line. Down to make the tackle for the Patriots on special teams, Gerard Cherry, and that's where the Colts offense will go to work. 1st and 10 from their own 33. But boy, oh boy, I look back at that 3rd down play to Jerome Pathon, rather to David Patton. And if Brady puts the ball on the money, that one is long gone and hard to find because there was nobody within 10 yards of Patton. Well, the Colts have it for the first time. This high-powered offense, 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line. Peyton Manning, the quarterback, has a slot to the right. Edgerrin James is his lone running back. And Manning always calls his plays at the line of scrimmage, and now he's checking it off at the line of scrimmage, looking at a 4-man front. The give is to James, coming to the right side. He's across the line of scrimmage to about the 36-yard line and brought down by Ty Law, along with Bryan Cox in on the tackle at around the 36. Make it a gain of 3 for Edgerrin James. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Colts. They come in averaging 145 yards rushing, 320 yards passing. They work with a no-huddle offense. When you've got this much talent and you go with a no-huddle, it's pretty tough to stop it. 2nd and 7 for the Colts at their own 36. Manning with his backs in a split is back to throw. Looks, fires to the left. It is caught there and down there at the 42 as Bryan Cox really labeled the receiver Jerome Pathon at the 42-yard line. 3rd down and a yard to go for the Colts at their own 42. They have to get to the 43.
And that's the kind of attitude and intensity we would need, or the Patriots are going to need to show in today's game. Go ahead and hit these wide receivers. 3rd and short, this becomes a big play for the defense.
The Colts bring out an extra offensive tackle to play as an extra tight end. And they've got Dilger as the fullback. James, the tailback, in the eye. The give is to Edgerrin James. He isn't going to make it. They swarm all over him. Across the line of scrimmage was Roman Pfeiffer to blow that play up in the backfield. And then he got the help he needed from Brandon Mitchell and Mike Vrabel all in on the tackle. So the Colts are 3 downs and out, and they're forced to punt.
Well, and if history means anything and can repeat, Gil, the Patriots have always played this team tough. Even with Peyton Manning as their quarterback, they've always come down to, very few points in the spread.
They've beaten the Colts 5 years in a row here in Foxboro. Hunter Smith at his 27, punting left to right. Back inside the 15, twin safeties for the Patriots, Brown and Falk. It's a booming punt by Smith. It's going to carry into the end zone and come out to the 20-yard line on the automatic touchback. 11:39 to play here in the first quarter. There's a timeout on the field with the game scoreless on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. So So the Patriots will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line after the punt by Hunter Smith. This Hunger Alert is brought to you by Papa Gino's. Take it from Drew Bledsoe. There's nothing better than a large pizza from Papa Gino's. Papa Gino's, the official pizza of the New England Patriots. Mark Edwards, now the lone running back, offset right. Slot to the near side left for the Patriots. Troy Brown comes out of the slot in motion right. Brady to end around to Troy Brown. Got a blocker in front of him at the 20, at the 25. And out to the 26-yard line goes Troy Brown. Joe Andruzzi was the lead blocker out front of Brown, and they pick up 6, close to 7 yards. Let's see where they mark it. They'll mark it to the 27-yard line, so it's a 7-yard gain on the end around to Troy Brown, bringing up 2nd and 3 for the Patriots. A good position to be in. To the near side left is Antoine Smith with a slot to the near side as well. Back to throw is Brady on 2nd and 3. Fires it down the field, and it is incomplete. Nearly intercepted by David Macklin. Should not have thrown that one there, Peter. He threw it into double coverage.
Well, and threw it into the wind, too. I think that ball's starting to flutter a little bit. You know, the other lineup change worth note is Jerome Wiggins in at tight end for Rod Rutledge, which might give them an advantage a little bit in the short zone to be able to get the ball to a tight end.
Well, this would be the ideal spot on 3rd down and 3. Edwards, the fullback, is offset right. And out of the backfield. Pass, far side right, he does. Complete to Antoine Smith. 1st down out to the 34-yard line.
Well, and Antoine Smith could really, feature well in today's game. He had a good first 2 preseason games, and then he was kind of non-existent for a while. But to be able to run the ball against a team like the Colts, he should be able to be featured pretty much today.
Yeah, they've allowed 140 yards rushing per game in their first 2, so they're not the most difficult team to run against. 1st and 10 Patriots at their own 34. Edwards and Smith in a straight I formation. They give it to Antoine Smith to the right, cuts it back to the left, and gains 2 yards to the 36-yard line. And that was a case of changing his mind when he got to the hole, Peter.
Yeah, I tried to make a cutback, and there really wasn't anything there on that play. But the Patriots are getting some pretty good movement up front.
All right, it'll be 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots at their own 34. Trying to go right to left here in the first quarter. Ball on the far hash mark. The wind continues strong across the field from the far side to the near side. One lone setback this time for Brady with a slot to the far side right on 2nd down and 8 from their own 36. Brady has his tight end to the left. Brady, quick drop back, fires to the right. It is incomplete. Intended for veteran Charles Johnson on the right side. Brady's passes seem to be riding on him, Peter.
Yeah, a little bit. You got to wonder about the wind. That time the Colts brought a blitz, and it's the first time they tried to get to him a little bit with some with an inside blitz at that time. And you would think with a young quarterback, they'd try to put pressure on him in all kinds of situations to get his eyes off of downfield.
3rd down and 8 for the Patriots at their own 36-yard line. Kevin Falk is the lone running back. Offset is the left half. In motion left to right goes Patton. Back to throw Brady. Rolls to the right. Looks, fires to the right. It is complete for a 1st down, but a flag is down. The pass completed up to the 48-yard line to Troy Brown, but we had a flag down in the area of what might be offensive holding. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I'm afraid it is holding.
Our referee today is Bernie Kukar.
Oh.
No, blocking below the knees.
I think that's one of those calls, Gil, where, an offensive lineman sets a guy up and another offensive lineman chops him a little bit. And you can't do that. The rule states that if
personal foul, shot block, 77-72 offense. That's a 15-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
Yeah, if the defensive lineman or if the offensive lineman's engaged with the defensive lineman, you can't bring somebody in and cut him below the waist.
Well, the ball goes all the way back to the 21-yard line. And now the Patriots have a 3rd down and 23 yards to go from their own 21. 3rd and 23. Edwards and Falk are the backs in a split behind Brady with a slot to the far side right, and the Colts with a 3-man front. 3rd down and 23 for Brady. It's a draw to Kevin Falk across the 25, cuts left to the 30, on his feet to the 32 to the 33-yard line, and that's where he goes down, and a flag comes down well after the hit, so let's see what that's all about. That flag came flying from the back judge, Bobby Skelton. And let's see what the penalty is. Personal foul, Patriots.
You know, offensive linemen are taught, to go from the snap until the whistle. And offensive linemen running downfield trying to make something happen like that. And they don't know where the ball carrier's gone. They might not even be able to hear the whistle. That was just, I'm not sure I agree with this necessarily. This is just playing football.
Don't know who the call is against.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness, 67. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
Ray Rugemer is the guy that gets called for the personal foul. The Colts decline it, and so Lee Johnson will punt for the second time today. The line of scrimmage is the 34-yard line. He stands back at the 18. Back at the 25 is Terrence Wilkins of the Indianapolis Colts. And Lee Johnson hopes to get a better punt off this time than he did the first time. Handles a good snap, and the punt is away high in the air. The wind now holding it up. Wilkins fields it at his 27, heads left. A little bit of trouble there. Cuts it back to the right. Is in trouble again. He goes down at the 30-yard line.
Wilkins return.
Patrick Pass is the man who made the tackle with help from Gerard Cherry. 9 minutes to go. First quarter of the game scoreless. Let's take a time out of the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. The far hash mark. So far, not much offense shown by either team here in the first quarter. And the Colts have the football for the second time this afternoon. Another sellout crowd on hand at Foxboro, and again that new stadium going up. I'm amazed at how rapidly that thing is going up and how sharp it looks. A year from now we'll be there. First and 10 Colts at their own 29. James, the lone setback, slot to the near side right. And double tight ends for Peyton Manning. Looking at a 5-man defensive front. Play action fake by Manning. Back to throw. Down the field he goes. Complete to Jerome Pathon to the Patriot 49-yard line, where Lawyer Malloy is there to make the tackle with Tabucky Jones. Jerome Pathon getting open down the middle. He's their leading receiver coming into the game with 17 grabs. First and 10 Colts at the Patriot 49. They go with a no huddle. Slot to the far side left with the tight end Pollard on the right wing. And Manning calling the play at the line of scrimmage, which is what they do in a no huddle. Manning first and 10, Patriot 49-yard line. Long count. Handoff comes to Edgerrin James, turning wide left, got room across the 45 to the Patriot 43, where the tackle is made. Coming up to make the stop for the Patriots was Bobby Hamilton and Roman Pfeiffer. The gain down to the 43-yard line of the Patriots, giving the Colts second down and 4. James again, the lone setback. Slot to the near side right with Pollard. Handoff comes to Edgerrin James to the left and cut down at the 40-yard line. Gain of a couple of 3 yards on the play. Knifing underneath to make the tackle for the Patriots was defense lineman Brandon Mitchell. At the 41-yard line, it's a 3rd down and 2 for the Colts at the Patriot 41.
And what you see, one of the best things that the Colts do is be able to run play action. Just because they can feature a running game so well, the play act makes it really effective.
All right, Manning out of the huddle with his club to the line of scrimmage. They huddled up that time. Got the fullback, Dilger, offset left. James, the lone setback, back to throw. Manning, pump fakes, fires left. It is complete and then drops in and out of the hands of tight end Ken Dilger. 4th down. And let's see what the Colts will do. They're going to bring in Hunter Smith, their punter. They will not attempt a long field goal with the wind conditions we have here today.
Really unusual, too. Ken Dilger is one of the most sure-handed tight ends in the league, and he had that one for first down and just left it behind him.
Hunter Smith averaging 50 yards. He's only punted 3 times in 2 games. Back deep, Troy Brown at the 8-yard line. Smith, awaiting the snap, stands at his 44-yard line. Actually, seems a little bit further back than normal. Handles the snap, gets the punt high in the air. This one should go into the end zone and does. It goes beyond the end zone. Almost hit one of the penalty marker down. Where is the flag? Okay, I see it down at about the 35-yard line. Ineligible man downfield against the Colts. And I would suspect the Patriots will turn it down and take the ball at the 20-yard line and go from there.
Ineligible member of the kicking team, number 91 downfield. Penalty is declined. First down.
First and 10 for the Patriots at their own 20-yard line. 7:08 to play in the first quarter. Time out on the field with the game scoreless on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. So the Patriots have it for the third time this afternoon. Neither team has scored. 7:08 to go here in the first quarter. Patriots trying to go right to left here in the opening quarter. They'll have the ball at their own 20-yard line. Break the huddle with Troy Brown to the far side right. Patriots line up with a double tight end offense and Mark Edwards on the left wing. Antoine Smith, the lone running back, takes a toss sweep left at the 20, 25, out to the 28-yard line and close to the 29. Antoine Smith, he's brought down by Rob Morris, middle linebacker of the Indianapolis Colts, but not before getting 9 yards, giving the Patriots second down and 1 at their own 29.
Well, and being the master of obvious that I am, Gil, if they can get this running game going like that, it's going to bode well and take a lot of pressure off of Tom Brady.
Kevin Falk is the lone running back. This time, David Patton wide to the near side left. Troy Brown is in the left slot. Off the right wing in motion left comes Rutledge. Falk, the lone running back, toss sweep to him. Face an end around. On the reverse to David Patton at the 30, 35, right side 40, and up to the 41-yard line as they run the reverse, the double reverse. The handoff to Falk coming left. He hands off to Patton going back against the grain to the right, and they get a good 11 yards out of it to the 40-yard line on the first down.
Well, and so far they've featured actually 2 wide receivers in their running game today. That reverse that you just called, and the one earlier to
Troy Brown.
To Troy Brown, right.
First and 10 Patriots at their own 40. Edwards the fullback. And Smith the tailback in the eye. They give us to Mark Edwards the fullback. He dives up to the 42-yard line at a gain of 2. It'll be up second down and 8 for the Patriots at their own 42-yard line. The tackle is made by second-year linebacker Marcus Washington of the Indianapolis Colts. Ball in the middle of the field. Smith 3 carries, 18 yards. 2 receivers running the ball have 18 yards themselves as well. Second down and 8 for the Patriots. Now Smith is the lone running back with 3 receivers on the right wing. For quarterback Tom Brady, drops straight back to throw, looks, fires over the middle, caught there by Jermaine Wiggins at the 50, first down to the Colts, 46-yard line. Goes East Boston's Jermaine Wiggins for the first down.
What I'm telling you, having a running game really is going to open up an offense for Tom Brady. Jamie Woody, who didn't start today's game, started this drive in at center. You got to wonder why they bring him back in with his neck injury.
All right, the ball is marked at the 47-yard line of the Colts, where it's first and 10 for the Patriots. Smith the lone setback. Edwards on the left wing. Toss sweep again to Smith left side at the 45, 40, 35, 30, left side 25, 20, 15, 10, on his feet at the 5 and down to the end of the goal line. Knocked out of bounds at about the 3, but we're going to get a face mask on the Colts on the run by Antoine Smith to the Indianapolis Colts 3-yard line.
Well, and a great time for this running game to start getting untracked and an opportunity against a very weak rush defense with the Indianapolis Colts, and they're taking advantage of it.
Well, this was the one area where you knew that you might have a shot against the Colts because, whoa, the face mask is against the Patriots?
No.
That's what he did. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. He went to the Colts. Okay.
5-yard face mask. 28. Defense. Half the distance from the goal. First down.
That's rookie Idris Bashir. The ball is marked at the 4-yard line. Apparently Smith went out at the 8. So it's a half the distance to the goal line penalty. First and goal to go Patriots at the Colt 8-yard line. Antoine Smith, the lone running back. Edwards on the left wing. First and goal Patriots at the Indianapolis 4. They give us to Smith to the left, trying to find running room, and he is in. Touchdown. Antoine Smith from 4 yards out. Well, the Patriots drive 80 yards and draw first blood here this afternoon in Foxboro.
Boy, you talk about push at the line of scrimmage. The Patriot offensive line just shoved all of the Colts defensive line back into the end zone and allowed Antoine Smith just to muscle it in there.
So the Patriots drive 80 yards for the first score of the ball game, and Adam Vinatieri will now attempt to add the extra point. And a very good drive by the Patriots, most of it done on the ground. Adam Vinatieri will attempt to add the extra point. Lee Johnson to hold. Snap the ball down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Antoine Smith, 5 carries, 63 yards rushing for Smith here in the first quarter. With a score, the Patriots 7 and the Colts nothing. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. Patriots drive 80 yards and take the lead at 7-0. The big play in the drive was a 39-yard run by Antoine Smith, setting up the 4-yard run for the touchdown. Adam Vinatieri kicking off right to left. It's a crosswind coming from the far side of the near side. Back deep at the 10 is Terrence Wilkins of the Colts. Vinatieri, a squib line drive kick, bouncing and picked up at the 15 by Wilkins to the 20, 25, 30 to the middle of the field and out to the 38, 39. Ball on the ground, and let's see if it's going to be whistled to the Patriots. Oh, one official comes running up and says no, he was down. The Patriots nearly had a golden opportunity on a potential fumble recovery, so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Colts at their own 39. Timeout on the field with a score 7-0 Patriots on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
The Johnson Collection.
Be sure to check out the 1,700 video slot machines at Lincoln Park. After all, what if today is your lucky day? 1st and 10 for the Colts at their own 39-yard line. Jerome Pathon to the far side left. Marvin Harrison lines up in the backfield, split with Edgerrin James. Peyton Manning, 1st and 10 at his own 39. Manning back to pass on 1st down. Looking left, firing left, and it is caught on the ground, picked up by the Patriots. Heading down the right sideline goes defensive back Otis Smith, but it's going to be ruled an incompleted pass, or is it going to be ruled down there? No, it's going to be ruled an incompleted pass to Pathon on the far side. Let's take
a look at this replay here for a second.
Not so sure about whether or not that was an incompleted pass. He had it, and it hit the ground. Had he caught it before, had the Patriots defensive back Smith caught it before it hit the ground, that would have been a different story. All right, Manning out of a shotgun on 2nd and 10, takes the direct snap, fires to the left. It's a receiver screen, caught there by wide receiver Terrence Wilkins, but he goes down at about the 45-yard line. And it'll bring up 3rd down for the Colts from their own 45. They have to get to their own 49. 3rd and 4 for Indianapolis, again with a no-huddle. Slot to the far side left. James the lone setback for Manning. 3rd down and 4. Patriots are showing blitz. Manning checking off at the line of scrimmage. The crowd getting louder by the moment. Manning back up to the line of scrimmage. Still calling signal. It's a wonder he hasn't run out of time yet. Manning drops straight back to throw. Looks, fires the quick slant, complete to Wilkins. 1st down to the Patriot 48-yard line.
But inside slant is just so difficult to defend, and such a quick drop and step on that. Willie McGinnis was in on that play in fact, this entire series. So we hope everything's well with him. Could use him. 1st and 10 Colts at the Patriot 48. James the lone setback directly behind Manning. Again calling the play at the line of scrimmage. This guy, he practically gives the count to everybody. Handoff comes to Edgerrin James to the right, but he is cut down. Getting the first hand on him was Matt Stevens, and then Mike Vrabel came over to finish him off. Or was that Bryan Cox? I'm sorry, Bryan Cox finished him off at the Patriot 47-yard line, so it's a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9 for the Colts at the Pats 47. Manning again with James directly behind him. Slot to the far side left for Manning. And the Colts now changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Manning now yelling to both sides of the line, letting them know what the count is. 2nd down and 9. Manning is straight back to throw. Fires to the right. It is dropped by Marvin Harrison, who was sandwiched between Bryan Cox and Ty Law. And it'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Colts at the Patriot 47. I'm surprised that Manning hasn't tried to go deep yet in this game. Well, it's still early.
Oh, yeah. 2:15 to go in the first quarter. Manning out of a shotgun, has James to his right in the backfield. 3rd down and 9, Indianapolis at the Patriot 47. Slot to the far side left for Manning. Leans over, says something to Edgerrin James in the backfield. Manning takes the direct snap, drops back, looks, fires. It is incomplete. Dropped at about the 30-yard line by Terrence Wilkins. Good coverage so far, Peter, by the Patriots defensive back.
Very good coverage and great pursuit when the Colts try to run the ball. They're really flying around defensively, and you got to wonder again, even with the wind at his back, that wind isn't having a tail effect to the football.
All right, Hunter Smith is in to punt for Indianapolis. Standing at his 38-yard line. Back at the 8 for the Patriots is Troy Brown. Line of scrimmage is the 47. Hunter Smith awaiting the snap. It's on the money. And he gets it away, barely. Fair catch signal for by Troy Brown at his own 9 or 10-yard line, and he hauls it in there where the Patriot offense will come onto the field. So we're down to 2:06 to go in the first quarter. The Patriots holding a 7-0 lead. And so far, Peter Brock doing a very good job defensively against the Colts. Manning is 4 for 8 for 40 yards, and the 4 incompleted passes have all been drops.
Well, and so far so good. You know, again, they're stepping up and shutting them down. They're getting them in some third and long situations, and even in third and short, they're stepping right up and making plays to get the ball back.
First and 10 Patriots at their own 9. Smith is the lone running back. 3 receivers bunched up to the left. The pitch comes to Smith on the toss sweep left. Tries to cut it back against the grain, but loses 2 yards. Tackled by Chad Cota at the 7-yard line. It'll bring up a second down. They mark it at the 8, so it's a loss of 1 yard. Second and 11 for the Patriots from their own 8-yard line.
Well, the encouraging thing about that call, Gil, even though it went for a loss, it's the same play that he ripped off for 39 yards. So they came right back to it. They might have a play action off of this kind of action as well.
All right, Smith, the lone running back, directly behind Brady. Off the right wing in motion left comes Mark Edwards. Second and 11 from the 8. The give is to Antoine Smith coming to the left. He's across the 10 out to the 15 and 16-yard line. Goes Antoine Smith. Peterson there to make the tackle for the Colts, along with Basher at the 16-yard line. The Patriots have to get to the 19, so they're looking at 3rd down and 3 from their own 16. Antoine Smith has been busy here in the first quarter and has done a good job running the football. David Patton to the far side right. Charles Johnson to the near side left. Troy Brown is in the left slot to the near side. Kevin Falk, the lone running back. 3rd down and 3 for the Patriots in their own 16. 50 seconds to go in the quarter. Tom Brady calling signals. Drops straight back to throw. Looks, flares it out right complete to Falk. Got a mile of room at the 15, at the 20, at the 25, and up for a first down to the 27-yard line. A lot of room there for Kevin Falk on the little swing pass from Tom Brady.
Well, that's as effective as a sweep run. You get the ball outside to a running back like Kevin Falk. He's able to make the first guy miss and turn the ball upfield for a first down.
Well, the ball is up to the 26-yard line of the Patriots. They keep the ball, have got the first down to keep the drive alive with 26 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Patriots break the huddle with Patton to the far side right, Brown to the near side left. Edwards is the fullback, and Smith the tailback in an eye. The give us to fullback Mark Edwards trying to plow in there, and he gets a couple of yards up to about the 28-yard line, and that'll be the final play of the first quarter. So we've come to the end of one quarter here in Foxboro with a score of the Patriots 7 and the Colts nothing. Let's take a timeout on WBCN, Patriots Rock Radio Network. A very good first quarter, Peter Brock, for the Patriots with a 7-0 lead. Excellent job, particularly on defense.
Yes, and offensively, they're mixing run and pass well. Brady had one opportunity deep, but he's taken what the Colts defense has given him.
Second down for the Patriots, 2nd and 8 at their own 28. Brady off play action, bootlegging right, now rolls to the left, now looks, now fires long and deep, and Troy Brown has it on the far side. No, they're going to rule him out of bounds at midfield. Close, but no cigar. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots from their own 28-yard line. Brady seems to feel the pressure very well. When in other words, he seems to know where the pressure is coming from when he gets back there, Peter.
Well, and having great feet like he has to be able to move around in that pocket is going to be a good tool for him to use.
Out of a shotgun formation, he's got Patrick Pass to his right in the backfield. Slots to both sides. 3rd down and 8 for the Patriots from their own 28. Trying to go left to right here in the second quarter. Direct snap to Brady. Stands in the pocket, looks, pulls the trigger, complete. Across the 35, close to the 37-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. The pass caught in a leaping grab by Torrance Small at the 37-yard line of the Patriots, and that's enough for a first down. Big 3rd down completion for young Tom Brady.
Well, that's pretty clutch, too. And especially with Torrance Small showing up. Bert Emanuel's the third quarterback. They can't use him until the fourth quarter. So having Torrance Small step in and be effective is going to help a lot.
1st and 10 Patriots at their own 37. The handoff comes to Smith to the left, cuts through a hole to the 40, out to the 43-yard line. Pounding for about 5 or 6 yards goes Antoine Smith.
Well, this is fantastic to watch. The Patriot offensive line is really sticking with their blocks, getting some good movement up front that's allowing that hole to come open for Antoine Smith on most of his runs. Have been very effective in just staying with their blocks.
They mark it at the 42, so it's a gain of 5. 2nd down and 5 for the Patriots. Smith the lone setback. Edwards on the left wing. For the Patriots, a double tight end offense. On 2nd down, the give comes to Smith again, trying to pick a hole. He can't find one. Fights his way to the 44 and a gain of 2. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Patriots from about their own 44-yard line. Marcus Washington over to make the tackle for Indianapolis. 13 and a half minutes to go here in the first half with the Patriots leading 7-0.
Well, the other thing an effective running game is going to give him today, Gil, is the fact that Peyton Manning's going to have a difficult time scoring from his own bench area.
True.
Ball control and clock is going to be critical.
All right, it is a 3rd down and 3 for the Patriots from their own 44. Out of a shotgun, Brady takes the direct snap. Looks, fires over the middle, complete to Torrance Small for a 1st down to the Colts' 45-yard line. Patriots have thus far rushed for 114 yards in this football game.
Well, and Torrance Small over the middle again, just a short middle and real effective for the 1st down yardage.
It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Patriots at the Colts 45-yard line. Edgerrin James has a total of 13 yards rushing for the Colts. 1st and 10 Patriots at the Indianapolis 45. Brady now again with 3 receivers bunched up to the left, the far side of the field. It's a toss sweep to the left to Kevin Falk, trying to turn the corner. He's in trouble, and he's run down at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Stringing it out very nicely for the Colts was linebacker Mike Peterson, and he had help from Brad Scioli, the backside defensive end, who chased it down. And actually the Patriots lost a yard to the 46-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and 11 from the Colt 46. Brady breaks the huddle, sending Brown to the far side left, Patton to the near side right. This time the backs are split behind Tom Brady. Smith and Mark Edwards. Tight end Wiggins to the right. 2nd and 11. Brady back to throw. Looking. Fires to the right. It is incomplete, intended for Edwards. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 for the Patriots at the Colt 46-yard line. 3rd and 11 for the Patriots at the Colt 46. Patriots leading 7-0 on a 4-yard run by Antoine Smith in the opening quarter. Now with the 3rd and long coming up, the Patriots drop out Falk and Edwards. The lone running back is Patrick Pass to the left of Brady in the backfield out of a shotgun. 3 receivers to the near side right, the wide side of the field. 3rd and 11 Patriots at the Colt 46-yard line. Direct snap to Brady. Rolls to his right. Rolls up the field. Starting to run at the 50. He's to the 45 of the Colts to the 44 and knocked out of bounds on the near side. Did not have enough room to run and got chased down from behind and brought down on the near side.
Well, and a good decision, I think, by Tom Brady. He had nothing downfield, so go ahead and run it out of bounds. They anticipated the blitz that the Colts did bring and rolled him out of the pocket. But, again, no wide receivers open, run out of bounds.
At the 41-yard line, Lee Johnson awaits the snap. Back deep at the 10 for the Colts is Terrence Wilkins. And Johnson awaiting the snap. It's there, and it's on the money. And the punt is high in the air. Going to let it go over his head and bounce into the end zone. About 5 yards in. It'll come out to the 20-yard line where the Colts will take over. 10:55 to go in the first half. Time out on the field with a score 7-0 Patriots on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
You by New England Laborers. All second quarter scores. Pittsburgh leads Buffalo 7-0. It's tied in Miami 7-7 with St. Louis. Minnesota leads Tampa at 7-3. More later.
1st and 10 Colts at their own 20-yard line. James, the lone running back behind Peyton Manning, a double tight end. Patriots showing a 5-man defensive front. The give comes to Edgerrin James to the right, being chased down and dropped for a loss. back at the 15-yard line. The play defensively there made by Bobby Hamilton initially, who got into the Colts offensive backfield and disrupted the play, and then BRYAN COX was there to make the tackle with help from Brandon Mitchell and Anthony Pleasant. The loss back to the 17-yard line of the Colts. Second down and 13. Slot to the far side right for Manning. James again his lone setback on second and 13. And now Manning checking off at the line of scrimmage from the play he had originally called. Four-man front for the Patriots, overshifted to the near side. Back to throw is Manning. Looks, fires, it is caught and immediately dropped at the 21-yard line is Jerome Pathon. It'll bring up a third down for the Colts from their own 21-yard line, 3rd and 9. Patriots doing a good defensive job so far against this Colts high-powered offense. Manning out of a shotgun has Edgerrin James to his left in the backfield. Manning has a slot to the far side right. Now he comes up to the line of scrimmage and is changing up the play. Manning drops back into the shotgun. 3rd down and 9. From his own 21, takes the direct snap. Looks up the field, dumps it off to the right to Pathon. He is going to be run out of bounds on the far side at the 28-yard line. And he did not make the first down, and the Colts are forced to punt. Good job by the Patriot defense, who appear to have Manning at this point a little bit confused.
Well, and he's trying to keep everything underneath. The Patriots are doing a great job, first of all, flying around in pursuit, keeping the wide receivers underneath them a little bit and making them run after catch, and they're just doing a great job flying around.
Standing at the 14-yard line, Hunter Smith to punt from right to left. At the 45, the up man is Falk. The deep man at the 30 is Troy Brown. It's a low kick. Brown will catch it on the fly at the 35. Heads to the left to the 40-yard line. Squeezes it out to the 45. Stays on his feet up to about the 47, and a flag goes down. Penalty marker down, so hold everything. Let's see what the penalty is. As Troy Brown did a nice job on the return to the 47-yard line. We may get a tripping call, but exactly who it's against remains to be seen. We'll wait for our referee, Bernie Kukar, to make the call.
You got to wonder what they're discussing here.
No, it's going to be holding against the Patriots, not tripping. A holding call on the return against the Patriots. And just a very, very bad place to take a penalty, Peter.
Yeah. 25 of the return team during a run back, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Well, it wipes out some very good field position.
You had the ball at the 47-yard line in a great spot. Now you're back at your own 34. 9 minutes to play in the first half. The score remains 7-0 Patriots. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
This NFL scoreboard is brought to you by New England Laborers. The Saints and the Giants are scoreless at the Meadowlands. Washington leads Kansas City 3-0. Carolina 7-0 over Green Bay. Pittsburgh leads Buffalo 7-0. It's tied at Miami 7-7 with St. Louis, and Minnesota leads Tampa 7-3. Here in Foxboro at 7-0. Your Patriots.
1st and 10 Patriots at their own 34. Lone running back is Antoine Smith. 3 receivers bunched up on the right wing for Tom Brady on first down. Back to throw. Looks, floats it to the left. Hit and incomplete, and a penalty marker down at the Colts 37-yard line. Pass interference against Indianapolis.
Well, and that's just one of those plays letting Indianapolis know we can go deep with this thing, and we're not afraid to. That time the defender had a whole fistful of jersey all the way down the field, which we're going to get the call on.
Pass interference, 27 defense. That's an automatic first down.
That's David Macklin of the Colts holding on defensive pass interference against David Patton. So it's 1st and 10 Patriots at the Colt 40-yard line. Patton to the far side left. Brown is in the left slot. Edwards, the fullback, offset right. The I-back is Antoine Smith. Takes the handoff. Trying to come to the right side. Needs a block. Gets across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. A gain of a couple of yards on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 8 for Indianapolis. Peterson in on the tackle for the Colts. Mike Peterson, their third-year linebacker from Florida. At the 38-yard line of Indianapolis, it's a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8 for the Patriots. At the Colt 38-yard line with 8.5 minutes to go in the half. Brown to the far side left, double tight ends for the Patriots. Edwards on the right wing, Smith the lone running back. Brady on the handoff to Antoine Smith, shoots it up the middle and bangs it down to about the 33-yard line. It's 33-yard line. Patriots trying to go left to right here in the second quarter. Ball on the near hash mark. Johnson to the far side left, Brown to the left slot, Patton to the near side right. And into the right slot is Torrance Small. The handoff comes to Kevin Falk up the middle, bangs it down to the 30-yard line, and that's enough for a first down. Kevin Falk right up the middle to the 30-yard line of Indianapolis. First and 10 Patriots. They keep their drive alive here in this second quarter.
When was the last time you saw a Patriot offensive line run trap? And they did it very effectively right up the middle. I'll tell you the other thing a good running game will give you, notwithstanding ball control and sitting Peyton Manning on the bench, is they're starting to set a tempo right now and body punching this Colt defense.
All right, first and 10 Patriots at the Colt 30-yard line. Patton to the far side left, Brown in the left slot. Edwards the fullback offset right. Smith is the eye back. On first down, the give is to Antoine Smith again. Up the middle he goes, down to the 27-yard line. And a gain of 3. It'll be second down and 7. Tackle made by Rob Morris, the middle linebacker for Indianapolis. Help from Josh Williams. Williams and Brady were teammates at Michigan. All marked at the Colt 27-yard line. 6:45 in the clock running here in the first half. To the near side right is Troy Brown. Double tight ends and Edwards on the left wing. Smith the lone running back. Toss sweep left side. Turns the corner at the 30. Bumped into a man and driven down at the 29. They lose a yard. Nice play there defensively by Indianapolis's Josh Williams. And it'll bring up a third down for the Patriots at the Indianapolis 29-yard line. They are within field goal range. But the wind, of course, could play havoc with any field goal attempt. It's blowing across the field from the far side to the near side. Brady has slots to both sides out of a shotgun formation, and Patrick Pass in the backfield to his right. Brady on third down and 9 takes the direct snap. Stands in the pocket, fires, it is dropped. In and out of the hands, actually ripped out of the hands of Torrance Small by Nick Harper. Fourth down, and the Patriots will attempt a field goal. The line of scrimmage is the 29. The field goal will come from about the 37 or 38-yard line, so it's going to be about a 47-yard attempt for Adam Vinatieri. Smith has 79 yards rushing and 13 carries so far. All right, from the far hash mark, a 47-yard field goal attempt coming for Adam Vinatieri. Lee Johnson to hold. To snap the ball down. The kick is up. It is on the way, and it is good. 47 yards away. Adam Vinatieri drives it through. Timeout on the field with a score. The Patriots 10 and the Colts nothing on the WBCN. Patriots Rock Radio Network. Terrence Wilkins deep for the Colts, back at his 5-yard line. Kicking left to right, Adam Vinatieri. Pats leading 10-0. Booming end-over-end kick coming down to the 2-yard line. And here comes Wilkins to the middle of the 5-10. 15, 20, and across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Down there covering for the Patriots to Bucky Jones to make the tackle. And a quick timeout again. 5:41 to go in the half with a score 10-0 Patriots. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. So the Colts have it first and 10 at their own 23-yard line. Ball on the far hash, actually just to the inside of the far hash mark. They're trying to go right to left here in the second quarter. 5:41 remaining. To the far side right is Marvin Harrison. To the near side left is Jerome Pathon. With a tight end Pollard in the left slot and James the lone running back. First and 10 Colts at their own 23 to give to Edgerrin James. Coming to the left, got a hole, but he gets across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. Brought down by a pair of Patriot tacklers. Otis Smith and Anthony Pleasant are there to make the tackle on Edgerrin James at the 28-yard line. So it's a gain of 5. Second and 5 for the Colts out of a no-huddle offense. This time Manning will operate out of a shotgun. Direct snap to Manning, looks to the right, throws to the right, caught there by Marvin Harrison, and he is out to the 45-yard line on a first down. The first reception in the game for Marvin Harrison. First and 10 Colts at their own 35. The hurry-up offense for the Colts is what they've been using all year long. No huddle. It's gotten them 87 points in their first 2 games. First and 10 from their own 35. Handing the handoff to Edgerrin James to the left, and he is cut down on a super play there, Peter, by Roman Pfeiffer and by Brandon Mitchell.
And you know the Patriots are anticipating Edgerrin James into the wind a little bit. They bring Ted Johnson and BRYAN COX in at linebacker just as run stoppers.
Second down and 8 for Indianapolis at their own 37. Slot to the far side right for Manning. James the lone setback, and now Manning changes the play, and James lines up as the right halfback. Second and 8 for Indianapolis. Manning calling signals. Drops straight back to throw. Stands in the pocket. Drops it over the middle where Ken Dilger drops it.
That's 2 drops by their sure-handed tight end, Ken Dilger.
Mike Vrabel was the man defending on the play, and it'll be third down and 8 for the Colts at their own 37-yard line. Third and 8 for Indianapolis from their own 37. This time Manning puts out a slot to the far side right. James is offset as the left half. Third down and 8, Indianapolis at their own 37. Peyton Manning calling signals, looking at a 4-man defensive front. Manning quick drop straight back. Stands up in the pocket. Starts to run to the left. He's going to be chased down and tackled on the near side at the 36-yard line for a loss of a yard. Roman Pfeiffer, fourth down. Colts are forced to punt. Patriot defense right now playing very good football, but there's a flag on the play on the far side of the field at the 46-yard line of the Patriots. And all that very good defense may just go out the window on a penalty right now. Let's see. Here's Bernie Kuker. No. Penalty against the Patriots.
Illegal contact. 24 defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Oh, that's so tough. After the defense steps up on a 3rd and long situation, runs Manning out of bounds for it, that is really a tough call.
So it's a 5-yard penalty, but it was not defensive holding, was it?
No, it was illegal contact. So
okay.
Contact probably after the 5-yard rule. Boy, oh boy.
So the ball will be moved from the 37 to the 42-yard line. The Colts retain possession at their own 42. Automatic first down. First and 10 Indianapolis from their own 42. Too bad because the Patriot defense had really done its job. So James is now the lone setback behind Manning on first down at his own 42. With a slot to the far side right. Manning looks at a 5-man front to give this to Edgerrin James to the left. Trying to cut back inside, but he's going to go down at about the 46-yard line after a gain of 4. Good pursuit by the Patriots. Bobby Hamilton, Richard Seymour, Ted Johnson all in on the tackle of Edgerrin James to the 46-yard line. So it's a gain of 4. Second down and 6, Indianapolis. This time Pathon to the near side left with Pollard in the left slot. Harrison to the far side right. Second down, 6 for the Colts. Manning straight back to throw. Looks right, now looks left. Now chased out of the pocket. Now he fires to the right. It is wide open to Marvin Harrison down the right side and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. That time, Peyton Manning did a great job of evading what appeared to be a sack and got himself a first down into Patriot territory to the 28-yard line. Colts on the march. First and 10 at the Pats' 28. 3 minutes to go in the half. James, the lone setback behind Manning, takes the handoff. James coming to the left side. The play being strung out and dropped. Nice play. Now Otis Smith making the tackle. Now a flag, another flag flying. 2 flags go down. And let's see what it is. Running over to, one of the Patriots, Matt Stevens, gets into it with Jerome Pathon. He came running about 10 yards up the field to say something to Pathon. And a little shoving took place. That's quickly calmed down, and Stevens goes out to Bucky Jones comes in. Let's see what the penalty is. Personal foul blocking below the knees against the Colts.
Well, and you kind of figured that was going to be the case. Jeff Saturday was over there pleading his case in front of the official, but to no avail.
Personal foul, 86 offense, crackback, 15-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
That's Jerome Pathon, and now we know why Matt Stevens went over to bark at him.
Let him know. Well, and it was no secret. He got flags from 3 or 4 different officials on that thing. It looked like a laundry day at the Brock household.
You have a lot of yellow clothing in your home?
Evidently.
Ball back to the 44-yard line of the Patriots. Make it a 1st and 25 for Indianapolis. Manning drops straight back to throw. Giving ground. It's a screen. Complete. And down to the 41-yard line is Edgerrin James by BRYAN COX. Good job by the Patriots to diagnose and immediately blow up that attempted screen pass. It gains a couple of 3 yards. They mark it at the 42, so it gains 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 23 for the Colts from the Patriot 42. Now Edgerrin James lines up. Offset is the right half. Slot to the far side right for Manning. Down to 2:10 to play here in the first half. And we're going to get the 2-minute warning before any play goes off, I think. Manning still waiting for the football to be snapped. It is snapped. Back to throw is Manning. Looks, fires. Intercepted by Otis Smith at the 25. Heading left to the 30-yard line. Turning wide to the far side of the field. Turns the corner at the 40-45. He's at midfield to the 40. He's to the 35-30. 25-20. He's to the 15. To the 10. To the 5 and in. Touchdown, Otis Smith. Whoa. Spectacular broken field run on the interception by Otis Smith. He goes 70 yards for a touchdown. Wow, what a run by Otis.
Well, and that 70 yards was straight line, Gil. I think he ran about 200 to get in there. He went all over the field, setting up his block perfectly. A great return. And no laundry on the field.
Absolutely right. Otis Smith with the interception on the near side of the field at about the 30-yard line. Ran it cross-country to the left, then back on the sideline, then back to the right, and just tippy-toed into the end zone for the touchdown. It is officially marked as a 78-yard interception return for the touchdown by Otis Smith. Adam Vinatieri will attempt the extra point with 1:42 left in the first half. What a great run by Smith. Snap, ball down, kick is up, and it's good. Teams head back upfield. Timeout on the field with a score. The Patriots 17. The Colts nothing. On the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. Well, the joint is jumping and the crowd is still buzzing over the 78-yard interception returned by Otis Smith, the 5th interception thrown by Peyton Manning this season, the first Patriots pass interception of the season, and as brilliant a return for a touchdown run on a reception, on an interception as you would ever want to see. Otis Smith makes it 17-0 Patriots with 1:42 to go in the half. Now the Pats cannot let Indianapolis come down and get a late score here to give them some confidence going into halftime. End-over-end kickoff. Chasing Wilkins over to the far side of the 5-10. Right sideline 15-20 and knocked out of bounds across the 20 at about the 23-yard line. Bill Abbott will update you on all of the scores on the halftime show coming up. I thought, Peter Brock, that Otis was going to run out of gas at about the 20-yard line because he appeared to be pretty tired at that point.
I think he did run out of gas at the 20-yard line, but there was just a wide open field in front of him the whole way in. High steps it in. Touchdown, how about that? Maybe we ought to figure out a way to get Otis the ball on the offensive side of it.
1st and 10 Colts at their own 23. Manning has James offset as the right half. And a slot to the near side left. 1:38 to go in the half. Peyton Manning looks at a 3-man front. Patriots showing blitz. They don't come. Back to throw is Manning. Looks, dumps it over the middle. It is caught there by Terrence Wilkins. And he is slammed down at the 25-yard line after a gain of 2. Teddy Bruschi was there for the Patriots with Riddick Parker to make the tackle. And it's 2nd down and 8 for the Colts at their own 25. 1:15 to go in the half. Manning drops back to throw. It's a quarterback draw. He's going to be hit, gets away, slides up to the 29-yard line, where the Patriots cover him up, Riddick Parker and Willie McGinnis. 3rd down and 4 for the Colts at their own 29. Manning out of a shotgun, has a slot to the near side left. Edgerrin James is long set back to the left of him. Direct snap to Manning. Stands, starts to roll to his left. Now roll, dropping back to the 15. Flags go down. Pass completed on the right to Edgerrin James. He's surrounded and dropped at the 30-yard line. But we're going to get a hold against the Colts, who were just chasing Peyton Manning all over the field, holding against Indianapolis.
Well, and the nice thing about it is the Patriots were able to contain him.
Holding, 78 offense. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
And not let him have first down yardage for that, so they can decline this and still get the ball back. Had he gotten the first down and made them take the penalty, the Colts get one more shot at it.
That's Tarek Glenn called for the penalty. At the 15-yard line, Hunter Smith to punt. Back deep for the Patriots at the 30 is Troy Brown. Smith handles the good snap, gets the punt high in the air. Brown drifting back to his 27, heading to the left, looking for running room, doesn't find any, goes down at about the 27-yard line. And that's where the Patriot offense will come onto the field with only 32 seconds remaining in the first half. There's a penalty flag down at the 30-yard line. Now let's see if it's against Indianapolis. If it is, the Patriots will make them punt again. It is. Ineligible man downfield. Make them punt again. Make that special teams run down the field again.
Ineligible member of the kicking team, number 47. Downfield, 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
That's Jermaine Hampton, a rookie defensive back from Northern Illinois.
And, as disciplined as the Colts have been historically, a couple of unforced errors like that, you get Troy Brown another shot at this thing, no telling what's going to happen. Yep. 32 seconds to go. Tom Brady comes in, and I'd like to see him go for the jugular a little bit on this. Why not?
Sure.
It's 17-0. Who'd have thunk it to begin with?
Yep. Standing at the 10, Hunter Smith to punt right to left. Back at the 35 is Troy Brown. Smith handles a good snap. Gets the punt away. This one's much lower. Bouncing and picked up by Brown at the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 46-yard line where he goes down. With 21 seconds remaining in the half, and the field position dictates the possibility of throwing the thing down the field, Peter.
I think so, and I'd like to see him try it. Why not?
Because you're at the 46-yard line. Peyton Manning is 10 of 17 for 90 yards, and the one interception, of course, returned for a touchdown. The ball marked at the Patriot 47-yard line. So they've got 21 seconds on the ball at their own 47, leading 17-0.
Well, and with the wind at their back, too, all they got to do is move it down about 25 yards to get it into Adam Vinatieri's field goal range.
Exactly. Brady will operate out of a shotgun with 3 receivers to the near side right. On 1st and 10 from their own 47, direct snap to Tom Brady. Stands, fires over the middle, complete to Troy Brown. Trying to head to the left. He is nailed from behind and brought down at the Colt 48-yard line. And the Patriots stop the clock, calling a timeout with 15 seconds remaining in the first half. They mark it at the 49-yard line of Indianapolis. So it's a gain of 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots. And time for 2 more plays, Peter. So one play, if they can get it down within field goal range, would be huge right now.
The score, to put 20 points up on this team is really going to help them an awful lot. It's been, pretty spectacular to watch this game plan unfold. They've balanced up very well and very effectively offensively. They've hadn't put Tom Brady into situations where he's got to make a big play for first down.
Exactly.
They've controlled the ball very well, and defensively they're just flying around and making big plays, making big stops when they have to.
So it is a 2nd down and 6 for the Patriots at the Colt 49-yard line. Brady out of a shotgun formation. Has slots to both sides of the field. It's the inside handoff to Kevin Falk. Trying to turn it wide left at the 45, at the 40, down the sideline and out of bounds. At the Colt 35-yard line goes Kevin Falk with 9 seconds remaining in the first half. He runs out of bounds at about the Indianapolis. Well, they're going to mark it upfield now at the 37. So that's a little too far out for a field goal. 9 seconds left, so we're probably looking at about a 5-yard out if they can complete it to get themselves into field goal range.
Well, this is 55 yards from here. It wouldn't surprise me to see him trot out here if this is where the ball remains.
Slots to both sides for Brady on 1st and 10. Low snap, inside handoff. Kevin Falk turning left, turning it wide, turning the corner at the 30 and out of bounds at the 30. With 4 seconds remaining, he runs out of bounds at the 30-yard line. And so we're looking at about a 47, 48-yard field goal attempt coming for Adam Vinatieri as the final play of the first half.
Well, and he's so far perfect on the season.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3.
Keep that streak alive here. Wind's at his back, but swirling a little bit.
They line it up at the 38-yard line, so it's a 48-yard field goal attempt for Adam Vinatieri. The holder is Lee Johnson. From the far hash mark, the angle to the right. snap the ball down. The kick up on the way, and it is good. 48 yards. Adam Vinatieri pumps it through the uprights. And we've come to the end of a spectacular New England Patriots first half. With a score at the half, the Patriots 20, the Colts nothing. Bill Abbott will update you on all the scores and the highlights on the halftime show coming up next on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
This is the WBCN New England Dodge Dealers Halftime Report. Here's WBCN's Bill Abbott.
Certainly the big surprise here in Week 3 in the National Football League. The New England Patriots leading the Indianapolis Colts 20-0 at the half. Scores on offense, scores on defense, and a couple nice field goals on special teams by Adam Vinatieri. 20-0, the Patriots up at the half. Let's take a look at some of the other scores around the league on the New England Laborers scoreboard. Miami Dolphins trailing the St. Louis Rams as they get ready to go to the half, 14-7 right now. Kurt Warner throwing 2 touchdowns, one to Ricky Prohl for 3 yards, one to Marshall Faulk for 10 yards. James McKnight, a 24-yard touchdown pass from Jay Fiedler, the only Miami Dolphins score as they get ready to go to the half. Rams 14, Dolphins 7. Buffalo Bills driving down the field, cough up the ball. Dwayne Washington, a 63-yard fumble return for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's the lone score in this game. The Steelers leading the Bills at Ralph Wilson Stadium 7-0. Carolina Panthers leading the Green Bay Packers right now at Erickson Stadium down in Charlotte, North Carolina, 7-3. Chris Winkie, a 3-yard touchdown pass to Wesley Walls. No score at the Meadowlands. The first game back for the Giants at home. First game back for either the Jets or the Giants in the New York area. Saints and Giants are scoreless in the second quarter. Minnesota Vikings leading the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 10-3. The lone touchdown in this game, Dante Culpepper, a 13-yard touchdown pass to Chris Carter in this game. 10-3, Vikings leading the Buccaneers. Washington Redskins trailing at home at FedEx Field. Kansas City Chiefs up 14-10. Richardson, a 4-yard touchdown run for the Chiefs. And we'll give you the preview on the late games coming up. Patriots lead the Colts 20-0 at the half here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
The Johnson Collection.
Back to throw is Manning. Looks, fires. Intercepted by Otis Smith at the 25. Heading left to the 30-yard line. Turning wide to the far side of the field. Turns the corner at the 40-45. He's in midfield to the 40. He's to the 35-30. 25-20. He's to the 15. To the 10. To the 5 and in. Touchdown, Otis Smith. Whoa. Spectacular broken field run on the interception by Otis Smith.
78 yards on the interception for Otis Smith for the touchdown. At 78 yards as the crow flies. The way he was zigzagging across the field, about 1.5 miles in total distance. The longest interception return for a touchdown in Otis Smith's career. Patriots up 20-0 over the Colts at the half. Some of the late games in the National Football League here in Week 3. The Arizona Cardinals hosting the Atlanta Falcons at Sun Devil Stadium. The Denver Broncos will be playing host to the Baltimore Ravens at Mile High Stadium. Cincinnati Bengals undefeated right now, taking on the undefeated San Diego Chargers at 4:15. The Seattle Seahawks and the Oakland Raiders going at it at Network Associates Coliseum, and the Cleveland Browns and Jacksonville Jaguars will be doing it late at Alltel Stadium. The late game tonight, Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Dallas Cowboys on the cement at the Vet. Monday Night Football has the New York Jets hosting the San Francisco 49ers, and we'll have some numbers for you coming up at the half. The Patriots leading the Colts 20-0 here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
First and goal, Patriots at the Indianapolis 4. They give us to Smith to the left, trying to find running room, and he is in. Touchdown. Antoine Smith from 4 yards out.
There's Antoine Smith, the touchdown run, the first touchdown of the game for the New England Patriots as they lead the Indianapolis Colts 20-0 at the half. Tom Brady, an impressive first half in his first start of the National Football League. 12 of 6, 52 yards, only sacked once. Peyton Manning, 11 of 17 for 90 yards. The big numbers, though, Patriots on the ground, 141 yards total in the first half. Antoine Smith, 83 yards on 13 carries. Edgerrin James, only 20 yards on 10 carries for the Indianapolis Colts. Patriots leading 20-0 at the half. Coming up after the game, live coverage of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady's post-game press conferences, as well as live locker room reaction, stats and analysis of today's game with Tim Fox and Ron Lepet. Plus, we'll be taking your phone calls. After the first 2 quarters of play, Patriots lead 20-0. Gil Santos and Peter Brock have the call of the second half coming up on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Some first half stats. The Patriots, the big story, I think, is to keep the first-rated NFL offense that averages 465 yards. They held them to 114 yards in total offense. And the other story is Patriots in the first half rushed for 141 yards with Antoine Smith leading the way, 13 carries, 83 yards, and just doing basically what they need to do to stay in this ball game. And actually, 20-0 is better than staying in the ball game. The defense has been flying around, making plays, stepping up when they had to, and the offense is really controlling the ball very well. 11 first downs to the Colts, 5. They've converted 5 of 9 on third down, with the Colts only 1 of 6. So the defense has really given the Patriot offense the opportunity to turn it up a little bit, and so far they have not had to put Tom Brady into critical, have to make big play kind of situations with the kind of control they've done in the first half.
Yeah, now I think it's critical, Peter, for the Patriots on this first Colt possession of the second half to keep them out of the end zone in any way, shape, or form, because the Colts offense is one that can score from anywhere at any time. The longer they go without scoring, the better the Patriots' chances are, because Indianapolis can put points on the board in a hurry.
Yes, they can.
Squib kick picked up by one of the up men at the 30-yard line, and that's tight end Marcus Pollard, and he is down at the 31 immediately by a couple of Patriots down covering Larry Izzo down there for the Patriots, along with T.J. Turner, the rookie linebacker. Well, it'll be first down Colts at their own 31-yard line, and perhaps this is the most critical series of downs for the Patriot defense in terms of what they have been trying to accomplish and so far have accomplished during the course of this game. First and 10 Colts at their own 31. Pollard, the tight end, is the fullback, with James the tailback in an I formation. Play action fake by Peyton Manning. Stands in the pocket, fires up the field, caught by Marvin Harrison at the 48-yard line, and enough for a 17-yard gain on the first down on the first play of the second half. And the Colts, of course, coming into the game averaging 43.5 points a game, and with the ability to strike from just about anywhere on the field. Manning has Pollard offset as his right in the right wing. Goes in motion to the left on first down to give to Reggie and James to the left side. Breaks through a couple of tackles. Gets it to about the Patriot 48-yard line before he's brought down. A couple of different Patriots in on the tackle, led by Brandon Mitchell, and an injured Patriot on the play. And I'm trying to see who that is. It might be Mike Vrabel or Ted Johnson. It's Teddy Bruschi. Now he's getting up slowly. And the medical staff comes out to take a look. With a score, 20-0 Patriots. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. Second and 5 Colts at the Patriot 48. Slot to the far side left for Manning. The sun coming out here this afternoon. In motion left to right comes Pollard. Back to throw is Manning. Looking to the left. Fires to the left. It's a screen. It is complete there to Edger and James. And he's hauled down to the fumble to the play. At about the 47. Let's see who has it. We got Patriots recover the fumble at their own 47-yard line. Coming up with a fumble recovery was Ted Johnson. And the Patriots blunt the Colts' first offensive series of the second half. Time out on the field with a score. Still 20-0 Patriots on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. First and 10 Patriots at their own 46. Colts' second turnover of the game. Ball in the far hash. Patriots trying to go right to left. Lone running back is Antoine Smith on first down, gets the call. Up the middle he comes, squeezes out a couple of yards, and then is hammered down by several Colts, led by Josh Williams on the tackle for Indianapolis, and Mike Peterson also in on the stop. Maybe a gain of 2 for Antoine Smith, who had, 83 yards at the half.
Right. And you got to wonder if the Colts aren't pressing a little bit with that last turnover. That was a play-action fake, a reverse fake, screen. You know, it just when they don't need to press that much, there's still plenty of time in the game and a lot of game plan left with the Colts.
Second down and 8 for the Patriots at their own 48. Edwards and Smith now in the I formation behind Brady. On second down, the give is to Antoine Smith, trying to go wide to the right, strips one tackle, gets on his feet across the line of scrimmage to about the 50-yard line, and then brought down. Over there for Indianapolis is Rob Morris, the middle linebacker, first-round pick a year ago from Brigham Young. And it'll bring up a third down for the Patriots from midfield. Trying to go right to left. They have to get to the Colts 44 for a first down. With that, Kevin Falk checks in as the third down back. He had 34 yards rushing on 5 carries in the first half. Brady out of a shotgun has Falk to his right and slots to both sides of the field on third down and 6 from midfield. Direct snap. It's a pitch to Falk, trying to go wide to the right. He's in trouble. He gets away from the trouble, gets it across midfield, but only to the Colt 47-yard line, fourth down, and the Patriots are forced to punt. So the Patriots playing it very conservatively here and just trying to keep the ball on the ground and see if they can get the first down that way. They had good success running in the first half, so why not?
And I think a good play call there. Just a toss sweep on that one. They had a guy out in front of him, but too many Colts in the way between Kevin Falk and the first down marker.
Terrence Wilkins, a very dangerous return man, back at the 10 for Indianapolis. Standing at his 38, Lee Johnson to punt with a crosswind coming from the far side to the near side of the field. Johnson handles the good snap and gets the punt away. Wilkins will let it bounce as it got held up by the wind and went out of bounds on the far side at the 24-yard line. And that's a very short punt of only about 22 yards for Lee Johnson. 11:42 to go, third quarter with the score remaining. The Patriots 20, the Colts nothing. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. First and 10 for the Colts at their own 24-yard line. Ball on the far hash mark. They're trying to go left to right. Edgerrin James, alone running back behind quarterback Peyton Manning. Slot to the far side left for Manning on first and 10 at his own 24. Patriots 4-man front. In motion comes Pollard. The handoff to Edgerrin James. Cut down in the backfield. What a play by Bobby Hamilton. Coming across the line of scrimmage and dropping Edgerrin James for a loss of a yard to the 23-yard line.
Great upfield penetration by Bobby Hamilton. You know, he led defensive linemen in tackles last year, and he's keeping that going this year.
All defensive linemen in the NFL.
Exactly.
Second and 11 for the Colts at their own 23. Now James is offset as the left half. Slot to the far side left for Manning on second down and 11. In motion left to right comes Wilkins. Back to throw Manning. Looks, goes to the left with it. It is caught, but immediately tackled. And a fumble in the play picked up by Roman Pfeiffer at the 20. At the 15-yard line of the Indianapolis Colts. Roman Pfeiffer, third turnover of the game for Indianapolis. Patriots first down at the Colts 15-yard line. Third Indianapolis turnover. And the Patriots, with a chance to put a little more distance between themselves and the Colts, will have it first and 10 at the Indianapolis 15-yard line. Well, the Colts are dropping the ball, and the Patriots are flying around the field on defense, and that combination is going to get you the ball on turnovers, Peter.
Exactly. Well, one of my biggest concerns was the Patriots overlooking the Colts for the Miami game next week. But I guess that's not the case.
No, certainly not. Edwards, the fullback, Smith, the tailback in the eye. First down, Patriots at the Indianapolis 15. They give us to Mark Edwards, pounds it down to the 10-yard line.
Wow.
And a 5-yard gain for Edwards, carrying a couple of tacklers with him before Chad Cota and Mike Peterson were able to make the tackle at second down and 5 for a first down, 10 for a touchdown at the Colt 10-yard line.
Boy, you know, as critical as it was at halftime for the Colts to come out here and get something established, their first 2 drives end in turnovers, and the Patriots are looking like they're going to make this opportunity work.
Double tight ends for the Patriots now. Edwards on the left wing. Smith alone setback, second and 5 at the Colt 10. Brady on the handoff to Smith, pounding to the right, but he isn't going to get much. Matter of fact, he's going to lose a couple of yards. Back to about the 12-yard line. Defensive tackle Ellis Johnson making the tackle for Indianapolis. It'll bring up third down for the Patriots at the Colt 12. So you're looking at third and 7 for a first down and third and 12 for a touchdown. Brady has not thrown the ball so far in the second half. He sends Torrance Small to the far side right, Brown to the right slot, Patton to the near side left, Patrick Cass, the lone running back, offside left. Third and 7 at the Colt 12. Brady drops straight back to throw, looks, fires to the right, touch, incomplete, knocked out of the hands of Torrance Small, and a fine defensive play by Thomas Smith of Indianapolis as he went up with Torrance Small, and Smith just was able to knock it out of his hands. It was, ever so close to a touchdown.
And a tremendous play he made because Torrance Small had position. He had the defensive guy on his backside, and the ball actually came inside of that. He made a great play to get over the top and knock that ball down.
30-yard field goal attempt for Adam Vinatieri from the far hash mark. Angle to his left. Lee Johnson to hold. Snap ball down. The kick is up. And the
Patriots
flag,
I think.
Illegal procedure.
Ball start. 77 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
That'll be Mike Compton.
You hope this doesn't turn to be an expensive 5 yards in the win like this.
Yep.
Because he had that field goal. I think he kicked it through.
This time the kick will come from the 25-yard line and be a 35-yard attempt for Vinatieri, who was hit from 47 and 48 yards today. This one from 35 yards out. Far hash mark, angle to his left. Johnson to hold, a crosswind. Now almost blowing into his face. The snap the ball down. The kick is up, and it is good. 35-yard field goal for Adam Vinatieri. Teams head back upfield. 9:37 to go. Third quarter. Timeout on the field. The score: the Patriots 23, Indianapolis nothing. On the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. 3-0 Patriots. Vinatieri to kick off right to left, up short at about the 17. A pair of Colts as the wind blows the ball off the tee. Got Terrence Wilkins and Jerome Pathon back at about the 15-yard line, anticipating a short squib kick from Adam Vinatieri with a wind, a crosswind, but more in his face than straight across. Vinatieri into the ball, and it is end over end, coming down to Pathon on the fly at the 20, heading right to the 25, 30, trying to go wide right, now reversing his field at the 30, but does not get out of the clutches of Gerard Cherry, who makes the tackle on Jerome Pathon.
Well, the coverage has been fantastic, especially with when the Patriots kicking game has been kicking into the wind. They're trying to drive it low to do it. You don't get much hang time, so it's critical that you get that kind of coverage. And the Patriots have really executed that well today.
1st and 10, Indianapolis at their own 30. The Patriots leading 23-0. Terrence Wilkins to the far side left. Jerome Pathon to the left slot. Near side right, Marvin Harrison. James, the lone running back, offset left. Tight end right is Bilger. On 1st down, Manning back to throw. Steps up, starts to run, is sacked. Brought down from behind by Bobby Hamilton. Good pressure from both sides. Hamilton from the left, Anthony Pleasant from the right. It's a loss back to the 29-yard line, a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11, Indianapolis from their own 29. Manning going without the huddle.
You know, and that sack can't happen without great coverage downfield. And to cover up 3 or 4 great receivers that the Colts have is really a tribute to the Patriot defense.
Slot to the near side right for Peyton Manning on 2nd and 11 from his own 29-yard line. James offset as the right half. Back to throw is Manning. Steps up, fires up the field, incomplete, intended for Harrison, but coming in low. Good coverage on Marvin Harrison down the field anyway. Now Lawyer Malloy waving his arms, asking the crowd to join in on the festivities at this point, and they respond.
You know, and they're getting good pressure up the middle, too. It's causing Peyton Manning not to be able to step up in the pocket and deliver on time the way he wants to.
Slot to the far side left for Manning. To the wide side of the field, Manning out of a shotgun formation. 3rd and 11 from his own 29-yard line. 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Patriots lead 23-0. Direct snap to Manning. Here's the rush. He fires down the field. It is a leaping grab, and it was caught out of bounds. Incomplete by Jerome Pathon. 4th down, and the Colts are forced to punt. 3 downs and out. Patriot defense continues to spin a shutout at this high-powered Indianapolis offense. And they're scary, Peter, because you know they can score from anywhere on the field at any time.
Any time, and one play is all it takes. And that time, again, good pressure upfield. And, you know, Peyton Manning had to deliver that ball not exactly when he wanted to or where he wanted to.
Standing at his 13-yard line is Hunter Smith. Back deep for the Patriots at the 25. To the near side is Kevin Falk. To the far side is Troy Brown. And Hunter Smith awaits the snap to kick from left to right with a crosswind. 8:49 to go, third quarter. Snap is on the money to Smith, and he gets the punt away. Sailing down to Kevin Falk, back at his 10. Heads to the left to the 15, to the sideline to the 20-yard line. A flag goes down.
That's right.
He's to the 24. What did you see, Peter?
I saw a clip. He tried to pull off of it late, but really didn't. One of the Patriot players, so we're going to have a block in the back here.
And may have been Marty Moore. And the injured Colt is let's see who that injured Colt is. That's Corey Bird, defensive back. And the officials are talking things over. Bernie Kukar is our referee today.
Yeah, I think that's going to be on
Marty Moore?
On the Patriots. No, number 25.
Illegal block in the back. 25.
That's Leonard
of the
Brown.
return team during the run back. Half the distance from the goal. First down.
You know what else is amazing is to have the Colt offense with the wind at their back, to 3 and out the way they have in this quarter.
With the score 23-0 Patriots. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. First and 10 Patriots at their own 10-yard line. High formation of Edwards and Smith behind the quarterback Tom Brady on first and 10 from his own 10. Patriots lead 10-0. Play action fake by Brady. Looks, throws left with it. It is complete up to the 19-yard line to Troy Brown. Brady to Brown on first down, gets them 9 yards.
Off the play action, too.
2nd and 1 for the Patriots from their own 19. Edwards now the lone running back, offset left. Out of the right slot in motion left comes Brown. It's a counter to Mark Edwards to the right. He gets the first down to the 21-yard line. Countering left to right, Mark Edwards, first down Patriots. Tackle made by Brad Scioli of the Indianapolis Colts. It is a first and 10 Patriots from their own 21. This is the kind of situation, Peter Brock, the offensive linemen like, isn't it?
Oh, they absolutely do. And this is what you wanted. They start the drive on the 10-yard line against the wind. You're licking your chops as an offensive line because you know that they're putting it on your shoulders to try to pound this thing out. You're going to try to do it one first down at a time.
Edwards, the fullback. Smith, the tailback in the eye. First and 10 from their own 21. Colts may be showing run blitz. Play action fake by Brady. Stands in the pocket. Looks. Fires up the field. Oh, it is overthrown. He had David Patton open at the 40-yard line. That one took off on him. Second time that's happened to him in this game.
Sure is. And both about the same pattern, too. Running wide open like that.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Patriots from their own 21.
Well, and the offense is even, it's not hard to do, but fool me a little bit because you'd think that they were going to grind it out here against the wind. Both first down plays, play action, passing.
Slot to the far side right for Brady. Edwards, the lone running back, offside left. From this formation, they ran a counter before. On first down, it's an end around to Troy Brown coming from right to left. Tries to turn the corner, but does not do it at the 25-yard line. Brought down from behind by defensive back Idris Bashir. And it'll bring up a third down for the Patriots. They mark it at the 24-yard line. They have to get to the 31, so it's only a 3-yard gain. And now they're looking at 3rd and 7. With that, Patrick Pass checks in as the third down back. And Charles Johnson comes in as a wide receiver to the near side left, the short side of the field. Patton to the far side right, Brown to the right slot. Brady out of a shotgun has Pass to his left in the backfield on 3rd and 7 from their own 24. Brady awaiting the snap. It's there. The throw. Looking, goes to the right. It is caught across the 30-yard line by Troy Brown to the 32 and enough for a first down. Good play. Good play.
Boy, how key is Troy Brown to this offense?
He's a great player.
It's a great possession deal, and Brady was able to deliver the ball to him exactly where it had to be for that first down. This is going to be a tremendous drive. They keep this thing going, rolling against the wind and push this thing out. If nothing else, they'll get great field position and pin the Colts back a little bit.
First and 10 at their own 33. Mark Edwards lines up on the left wing now with Smith the lone setback behind Brady on first down. The handoff to Antoine Smith coming to the right is going to be swarmed under after gaining a yard or two. Close to the 35-yard line. Probably a gain of about 2, bringing up 2nd down and 8. Several Indianapolis Colts on the tackle. And Peterson was there along with Chad Cota, the safety man. Ball marked to the 35-yard line. So it's a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots from their own 35. Far hash mark, trying to go right to left. 5.5 minutes left. Third quarter, Patriots lead 23-0. Edwards, the fullback, is offset right. Slot to the near side left for Tom Brady on 2nd down and 8 at their own 35. Brady, quick slant over the middle. It is caught by Charles Johnson then driven down.
Caught twice, actually.
Yeah, he caught it, bobbled it, and caught it again at about the 37. And they have to get to the 43. So it is actually marking out the 38. So it's 3rd down and 5 for the Patriots from their own 38-yard line.
Another critical 3rd down here, but very manageable for Tom Brady in this offense.
Now they move the ball back to the 37. So it's 3rd down and 6 for the Patriots. Pass is offset right in the backfield. Brady up at the line of scrimmage with a slot to the near side left on 3rd and 6 from his own 37. In motion right to left comes Patton. Back to throw is Brady. Gets rid of the ball, and it is nearly intercepted. The ball was floating in the air as it was deflected and nearly intercepted by Corey Bird. But Lee Johnson will come in to punt. The Patriots were able to move it 27 yards out to the 37-yard line, but that's as far as they got.
Well, and sometimes that's all you hope for in a situation where you're backed up against the end zone like that. This time the Colts really brought a blitz, and Tom Brady just couldn't get set to deliver the ball.
At the 22-yard line to punt right to left is Lee Johnson. Terrence Wilkins deep at his 18. Smith handles the good snap, gets the punt away low, bouncing across the 40. Still rolling to the 36 and down by the Patriots there. The wind very definitely playing a little havoc with that punt attempt by Lee Johnson.
Yeah, and often
that thing barely got up in the air.
Well, and Gino would speak to this better than I can, but oftentimes you change your drop, you change your foot motion to try to drive the ball into the wind, and the results is something like what happened there. You can only hope for a better roll than that ball got.
1st and 10 Colts at their own 36. Manning brings them out and changes his players' positions around, sending Pathon to the far side left, Harrison to the near side right with Pollard in the slot. James the lone setback behind Peyton Manning. On 1st down, play action fake by Manning. Steps up into the pocket, starts the run, dumps it out to the left. Complete to Ken Dilger at the 40 to the 45-yard line. Goes Dilger. Nice job by Manning evading what appeared to be an impending sack.
But again, a great job getting pressure on him. He can't get the ball downfield, and this time just kind of dumped it out to Ken Dilger. His first catch of the day, he dropped the first 2.
That's good enough for a 1st down to their own 47-yard line. Pathon to the far side left. Harrison to the near side right. Pollard on the right wing. James the lone setback. 1st and 10 Colts. Now Pollard in motion from right to left. The handoff comes to Edgerrin James, trying to turn it wide to the left, but he is cut down just across midfield at the 49-yard line. The tackle is made by Lawyer Malloy, coming up from strong safety for the Patriots. The ball is marked actually right at the 50-yard line, so it's a gain of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7 Colts from midfield. Patriots lead 23-0 with 3:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Manning has his team set with a no-huddle. Edgerrin James offset as the right half in the backfield. Double tight end. 2nd down and 7 for Indianapolis. Manning back to throw. Steps over the middle. Fires a complete to Edgerrin James. Breaking tackles at the 40. Down to the Patriot 38-yard line goes Edgerrin James before Tabucky Jones finally brings him down. 1st down Colts, and they're on the march. Indianapolis to the Patriot 38-yard line on 1st down. The ball will be marked down now at the 39. 1st and 10 Colts at the Patriot 39-yard line. Dilger, the tight end on the right wing. It is a handoff to Edgerrin James, turning to the left, cuts across the line of scrimmage on his feet to the Patriot 30-yard line. Goes James, bouncing his way for about a 8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and a long 2 or a short 1, depending on placement of the ball.
He has such tremendous balance. He should have actually had a very little gain on that thing. Was able to keep his feet and push the ball upfield.
215-pounder. 2nd down and 1 for the Colts at the Patriot 30-yard line, down to 2:15 to go 3rd quarter. Manning calling signals on 2nd and 1. Handoff comes to Edgerrin James. Hit for the 1st down. Wow. Driven back. And I believe he did make the 1st down, however, to about the 28-yard line before Bobby Hamilton and Mike Vrabel combined with Ted Bruschi to make the tackle. And they're going to mark it pretty close for a measurement here. The initial spot from the side judge appeared to be at about the 38-yard line, but they mark it just across the 39, and they'll bring the chains out to measure from the far side of the field. We have 1 minute and 57 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. The chains are stretched. It is a 1st down Colts at the Patriot 29-yard line. Patriots leading 23-0. You can only hope to keep the Indianapolis offensive machine down for so long.
Well, you know, with a minute and 50 to go in this quarter, it's going to become apparent that they're going to get Edgar and James involved in the offense, but it's not going to be running the ball down your throat like your typical Colt type of game plan.
35 yards and 13 carries for James. First and 10, Indianapolis. The handoff to no one. Play action fake by Manning. Looking left, firing left. It is caught there inside the 15 and down to the 10-yard line. For a Colt first down goes Jerome Pathon. The Colts have their deepest penetration of the day. The Patriot 10-yard line with 1:22 left in the third quarter. The Colts will be going into the wind in the fourth quarter, by the way. They've had the wind at their backs here in the third quarter. It is a first and goal to go, Indianapolis at the Patriot 10. Manning has James offset as the left half. Manning out of a shotgun formation with a slot to the near side right. In motion, right to left comes Marvin Harrison. Direct snap to Manning. Stands in the pocket. Now starts to run out of the pocket to the 10, to the 5, and in for a touchdown. Good job by Peyton Manning as he had all of his receivers covered. So he ran it for 10 yards, and the Colts get on the board for the first time this afternoon with 53 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, he just took it straight ahead. Like you say, he had the Patriots had great coverage on all the receivers, had nothing to do, and the pass rush kind of out of their lanes a little bit, gave him the middle for, could have walked in, actually.
It'll be the extra point attempt coming from Mike Vanderjagt with Hunter Smith to hold. Set to go, the snap, the ball down, the kick is up, and the kick is good, and the kick is back upfield, and the Indianapolis Colts get on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. So the Patriots defensively have certainly done their job. If you told anybody that you'd be 53 seconds away from the start of the fourth quarter and the Colts would only have 7 points, you'd have to feel pretty good about it. But now they're on the board, and so you got to be very cautious, right? Because this team can score in a hurry and can get back in the ball game in a hurry.
And yet it took them an entire quarter to get 7 points on the board, and you knew that they were going to come out and try to do what they could offensively to get this game turned around. It took them an entire quarter to do it with the turnovers, really killing them in the third quarter.
And they did it with the win. Right. So in the fourth quarter, they will be going into the win, which could be a big factor. All right, let's see. We've got Hunter Smith set to kick it off for Indianapolis. Patriots leading 23-7. Patriots might want to watch out for an onside kick attempt at this point, because the Colts could find themselves in a position to strike again quickly with the wind at their back. And this might not be a bad spot to try one, Peter.
Yeah, good point. Good point. It's still, though, the thinking of Indianapolis, if we can get on track, we can score. They need 3 touchdowns to win at this point. I'd see him kicking this thing away, though.
Back deep for the Patriots at the 5-yard line, Kevin Falk. And Hunter Smith, the ball falls off the tee again. As the team was running up for the kickoff, the wind blew the ball off the tee, and so defensive back Clifton Crosby will now have to hold it for Hunter Smith. Hunter Smith, one of the unusual punters because he was drafted. Most college punters are free agents. This guy was drafted in the 7th round by the Colts in '99. All right, set to go. Crosby to hold the ball now. And Smith moves into it. And
what happened?
Runs right by it. Have no idea what happened there.
It looked almost like a Peanuts cartoon.
It did, didn't it? The only thing missing was Crosby pulling the ball away at the last instant.
Lucy.
I have no idea why that happened, but it was funny. All right, we'll try again. Seems as though I've been saying Hunter Smith is set to kick it off for the last 10 minutes.
That's more airtime than Hunter Smith's gotten in a career, I think.
You may be right. Well, we'll try again. Clifton Crosby to hold the football. Hunter Smith to kick it, allegedly. Back deep for the Patriots at the 5 is Kevin Falk. And this time Smith does kick it short and fat. And taking it is Mark Edwards at the 15 to the 20 to the 25 to the 30. Plows ahead across the 35 to the 37-yard line. As the kickoff went to one of the short men, Mark Edwards, who runs it up to about the 37-yard line. And with 44 seconds left in the third quarter, the Patriots offense comes onto the field, leading 23-7. The Patriot touchdowns, a 4-yard run by Antoine Smith, a 78-yard return of an intercepted pass by Otis Smith, and 3 Adam Vinatieri field goals of 47, 48, and 35 yards.
Well, if the Patriots aren't going to try to fool anybody, they're going to run the ball on here, and hopefully the third quarter clock will wind down, and they'll get the ball with the wind at their back in the fourth quarter.
Edwards, the fullback, Smith, the tailback in the eye. First and 10 Patriots, their own 37. The handoff comes to Antoine Smith, trying to go to the left. He gets nothing. Brought down by the shoe tops by Rob Morris for no gain. It'll be second down and 10 for the Patriots. Smith had a big first half with 83 yards rushing. That performance has slowed down appreciably here in the second half. And we're going to probably come to the end of the third quarter. We are. Time out on the field after 3 quarters with a score. The Patriots 23, the Colts 7 on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Well, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, the Patriots are leading the Baltimore, the Indianapolis Colts 23-7. And my partner has just returned, so here we go with the fourth quarter.
I just went out for a walk.
Yeah, why not?
Stretch the legs.
Fresh air.
For the fourth quarter.
Fresh air.
Actually, it felt earlier before the game that it was going to be a lot colder, or feel a lot colder than it feels. I mean, it doesn't feel great, but it's not at least as bone-chilling as it appeared to be before the game.
Let's put it this way. It may get colder before the season ends.
Oh, yes. So this is good preparation. First and 10 Patriots. I'm sorry, second and 11 Patriots from their own 37-yard line. Tom Brady at quarterback. Antoine Smith, the lone running back. On second and 11, play action fake. Over the middle it goes. Drop.
No.
May have been intercepted. No. And the rule be touched the ground as Mike Peterson nearly had himself an interception. So it's third down and 11 for the Patriots from their own 37-yard line. And this is a drive, I think, that you really want to hang on to the ball for a while and not give the Colts the ball back too soon here in this fourth quarter. All right, third down and 11. Patrick pass, the lone running back. On third and 11, play action fake by Brady. Stands up in the pocket, fires down the field. It is complete. Great diving catch by David Patton at the Colts 46-yard line.
Well, David Patton finally got a ball over the middle in that seam that he could hang on to, and he did a great job catching that ball for really a critical first down.
Absolutely, right off the top of the grass on the grab by Patton. First and 10 Patriots. Patton to the far side left, Brown in the left slot. Edwards the fullback offset right. Antoine Smith is the I-back on first down at the Colt 46. In motion left to right comes Patton. Brady calling signals on a long count. Back to throw. Here's the rush. It's a screen. Complete on the left to Antoine Smith at the 45. At the 40 left side, 35, 30, 25. Back to the 20-yard line to the 15 to the 10-yard line. Antoine Smith inside the 10 to the 9 on a screen pass from Tom Brady. And it is first and goal to go Patriots.
Well, I'll tell you, Damian Woody got way downfield on that play and led him all the way down to the 9-yard line. Great job, Damian Woody, getting outside and then setting up this great play for the screen.
The ball down to the Colt 8-yard line, and it's first and goal to go Patriots at the Colt 8-yard line. They come up with a big play on the screen. They let 3 Colt defensive linemen in on Brady. He maintained his cool and delivered it to Smith. Just a little flip of about 5 yards. And now it's first and goal to go at the Colt 8-yard line. First down carry comes to Kevin Falk. He's inside the 5 and in. Touchdown! Kevin Falk goes 8 yards for the touchdown, and the Patriots get the touchdown back and go on top 29-7.
Well, the biggest play in that drive, I believe, was that first down catch. That first down catch by David Patton over the middle to keep that drive alive. Obviously, third and 11 was a huge play, but to keep this going, the next play after that with Damian Woody leading Antoine Smith all the way downfield on that screen pass. Who'd have thunk it?
Whoa. Patriots drive 63 yards for that touchdown. Overall, with the big play, the screen pass to Antoine Smith. The extra point is up and good, and the teams head back upfield. 13-24 to play in the football game with a score. The New England Patriots 30, the Indianapolis Colts 7. Let's take a time out of the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. For more Patriots news and more Patriots highlights, watch the 10 p.m. New England Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 30 minutes of home team news, 100% dedicated to New England's teams. The New England Sports Report, nightly at 10 on Fox Sports Net. Tom Brady's 11 of 22, 119 yards passing, no turnovers. Kevin Falk scores his first touchdown of the season on an 8-yard run. The Patriots have had 2 rushing touchdowns this afternoon, and with 13:24 left to play, lead the Colts 30-7. Back deep is Terrence Wilkins of Indianapolis at his 3-yard line. Adam Vinatieri kicking with a wind at his back. And this one is end over end. And it's coming down into the end zone and through for the automatic touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. Well, that was a solid 63-yard drive with one big play in there, Peter, on that screen pass. And that was a dandy play indeed.
Extremely good. And you'll see an offensive lineman that far downfield means he wants it. Damian Woody got in front of that screen and led Antoine Smith clear down to the 8-yard line. So, Peyton Manning and the Colts now forced to put the ball in the air. Into the wind. Yep. First and 10, Indianapolis at their own 20. Manning has Edgerrin James as his lone running back. Got a double tight end offense. On first down from his own 20. Play action fake, the end around. Spun down Jerome Pathon. What a play by BRYAN COX. Got into the backfield as they tried the end around to Jerome Pathon. BRYAN COX just spun him down for a loss. Back to the 12-yard line at 2nd and 18 for Indianapolis. It's hard to fool a veteran like BRYAN COX on a play like that when he's got upfield contained and you know he's just told to stay home and watch for the reverse on something like that.
Patton to the near side left, or Pathon to the near side left. Harrison to the far side right. 2nd and 18 for the Colts. James offset is the right half. Patriots now put up right corner linebacker in a 5-man front. Now they back it off. Back to throw is Manning on 2nd and 18. Fires to the right. It is intercepted. Picked off by Ty Law at the 20, at the 15. Still on his feet at the 10. Heading to the right, to the 5. And he is going to go in. Touchdown. Ty Law goes 20 yards with a pass interception. The second Patriots touchdown on an interception this afternoon.
And the first guy to him was Otis Smith on that. He's probably telling him, you didn't have to run as far as I did necessarily.
Ty Law caught that one just off the top of the grass, got back up to his feet, stumbled for about 10 yards, and then ran from left to right and into the end zone for a touchdown. About a 20-yard interception return, and the Patriots are now blowing the Colts' doors off.
Well, and that's one you can't put on Peyton Manning. He delivered the ball to Ken Dilger, who's dropped now 3. That one for an interception. You can't put that one on Peyton Manning.
The extra point attempt coming from Adam Vinatieri with 12:24 left to play in the football game. The snap the ball down. The kick is up, and she's a good. Teams head back upfield. 12:24 to go in the football game. Timeout on the field with a score. The New England Patriots 37. The Indianapolis Colts 7 on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
The Johnson Collection.
2 years ago against the Dolphins here. And in that game, Damon Heward came off the bench to replace the injured Dan Marino, and Heward led them back to a victory. 12:24 to go in this one. The Patriots right now sitting pretty at 37-7. Terrence Wilkins deep at the 5-yard line for Indianapolis. They came in averaging 43 points a game. The Patriot defense has stifled them all day long. End over end, down to Wilkins at the 6, heading up the middle of the 10, 15, 20, 25. Whoa! Hit at the 30-yard line by Tabucky Jones, and he's going to be called for a penalty, I believe, on that one-arm tackle reaching out, just clotheslining Terrence Wilkins.
Actually, he's making a motion like it's a holding call.
And the penalty flag is down. Personal foul, a face mask against the Patriots to Bucky Jones.
I'd like to see that one again.
Well, it was close, I'll tell you that.
Grabbing and pulling on the face mask. 34, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Well, if it wasn't a face mask, it was a pretty good clothesline, I would say.
Now let's take another look at it as Wilkins came flying up the field. Yeah, it is a face mask.
Yeah, it is.
No question.
All right.
First and 10 Colts at their own 46-yard line. The Patriots leading 37-7. Peyton Manning has a slot to the far side right with Pathon, and Harrison is wide. Pathon is in the slot. Wilkins to the near side left on first down from his own 46. Manning the handoff to Edgerrin James coming to the left in midfield and is going to be knocked out of bounds at about the Patriot 45-yard line. A 9-yard gain for Edgerrin James. He ran out of bounds to stop the clock with 12:10 to go.
There's not going to be a whole bunch of time for them to hand the ball to Edgerrin James for the rest of this game if they hope to get back in this thing. I guess they must have thought they could fool the Patriot defense.
Second down and 1, Indianapolis at the Patriot 45. It's Edgerrin James again. First down, and a flag goes down as well. First down by James to the Patriot 40-yard line, but it's going to be offensive holding against the Colts. And so wipe out the first down and tack on a penalty for Indianapolis. They started the season by bombarding the Jets.
71 offense. That's a 10-yard penalty. Still
they have shot themselves in the foot an awful lot this day.
4 turnovers.
With turnovers and these type of penalties.
This is the same thing that happened to the Patriots a week ago with 4 turnovers. And the Colts have turned the ball over 4 times today as well.
Well, the Colts have exposed my expertise, Gil. I told you that they were going to have to throw the ball to get back in this game, and their first 2 plays have been runs.
Put you right on the money there, big fella. 14 carries, 54 yards for James. Second and 11 Colts from their own 45. They started the season beating the Jets 45-24, then the Bills 42-26. This afternoon, they're on the other end of that. Pass over the middle is complete to James at midfield, being surrounded and cut down at the Patriot 46-yard line is Edgerrin James. It'll bring up a third down for the Colts. Third and about 2 at the Patriot 46. Matt Stevens goes hobbling out of the ball game. And checking in to replace him in the Patriots secondary is Gerard Cherry. Handoff comes to James up the middle for the first down to the Patriot 39-yard line. But the time now is becoming an ally of the Patriots with the clock running down and 10:54 to go in the game. First and 10 Colts at the Patriot 39. They've been running the no-huddle all day long practically, about 95% of the time. Manning on first and 10 at the Patriot 39 has thrown 2 interceptions for touchdowns today. Back to throw Manning, fires to the left, complete to James at the 30, breaks a tackle and gets it inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line, where the tackle is made by Patriot defensive backs Leonard Myers and Terrell Buckley. They mark it at the Patriot 25-yard line. First and 10 Colts at the Patriot 25. And now the Patriots stop the clock with a timeout with 10:17 to go in the football game. So the Patriots have called a timeout to give their defense a breather with a score. Patriots 37, the Colts 7. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. 10:17 to go in the game. First and 10 for the Colts at the Patriot 25. Harrison to the far side right. Pathon into the right slot. Wilkins to the near side left. James, the lone running back behind Peyton Manning. On first and 10 at the Pats 25. Manning checks a 4-man defensive front. Turns and changes the play. Now calling signal. Back to throw is Peyton Manning on first down. Looks, fires to the left, drop. In and out of the hands of Terrence Wilkins.
Boy, how many drops have we seen today?
About 5 or 6 by the Colts receivers in this one. Second down and 10 for Indianapolis at the Patriot 25-yard line. Patriots leading 37-7 with pass interceptions returned for touchdowns by Otis Smith of 78 yards and Ty Law of 20 for 2 of the Patriots' touchdowns. Slot to the far side right again for Peyton Manning, trying to go from right to left. James, the running back, is offset right on second and 10 at the Patriot 25. In motion comes wide receiver Pathon. Back to throw is Manning. He is sacked, but flags go down. Sacked from the right side by defensive tackle Anthony Pleasant, but the Patriots were offside. Left side of the defense jumped. Let's see if they were lured offside, or whether they just jumped. They just jumped.
Just jumped. Usually they whistle that dead quicker, the kind of late whistle on
Offside, 51 defense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
BRYAN COX is the man who went offside. Patriots have not had that many penalties.
No, they have not.
I think that's their fourth or fifth, or third. Third or fourth. Ball at the 20-yard line, second down and 5 for the Colts at the Patriot 20. Manning has Pathon to the far side right, Harrison in the right slot. Manning out of a shotgun formation with James to his left in the backfield. Pollard on the right wing goes in motion left, now sets up in the backfield. Direct snap to Manning. Steps up, looks, fires to the end zone. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted as Ty Law made a dive for it, but the ball well overthrown by Peyton Manning on that. And it's third down and 5 for the Colts at the Patriot 20-yard line, but they're in 4-down territory here, Peter.
Yes, they are, especially with the time and the score the way it is today. I think there was some miscommunication on that with Pathon and Manning.
Slot to the far side right for Manning. Third down and 5 at the Patriot 20. 10 minutes, 8 seconds to go in the game. Edger and James offset as the left half. Patriots lead 37-7. Pass into the right flat, complete to Marcus Pollard. The tight end runs out of bounds at about the Patriot 10 or 11-yard line. It's a first down for the Colts on the pass completion to tight end Marcus Pollard. So it's 1st and 10 for a first down, 1st and 11 for a touchdown for the Colts at the Patriot 11-yard line. Inside 10 minutes to go at 9:55 remaining. Peyton Manning will work out of a shotgun formation. Nat Stevens' right leg injury will not return. Peyton Manning awaiting the shotgun snap on first down at the Patriot 11-yard line. Manning has 3 receivers to the left, takes the snap, looking left, going left, and it is incomplete. And it appeared there, Peter, as though there was a real mix-up in communication by the Colts, as the receivers were all looking one at the other,
right,
as if to say, I think that was yours.
Well, again, the Pathon play a couple of plays ago where he came off the route, and this one they had 3 wide receivers in the same area, which typically never happens on any type of route play.
Of course, these are the kinds of things that can happen when you're running a no-huddle offense.
Yeah, exactly. And you're pressing so hard to get your way back into the game. People are trying to do more than they're asked to.
Second and 10. Direct snap to Peyton Manning. Stands in the pocket and is sacked. Tried to step up to throw, but Brandon Mitchell was there piling on top of him. The sack for Brandon Mitchell. And it is a third down, second Patriot sack of the game on Peyton Manning. Back at the 17-yard line, so it'll bring up a third down and 16 for a first down, 17 for a touchdown for Indianapolis, with the clock ticking down to 9:15 remaining and the Patriots leading 37-7. Slot to the near side left for Manning, who will operate out of a shotgun, has Edger and James to his right in the backfield. Third down and 16 for the Colts at the Patriot 17. Direct snap to Manning. Stands in there, looks, fires to the end zone, batted away at the last instant. Fine defensive play by Patriot defensive back Leonard Myers. Good play by Myers, getting in front of the intended receiver at the back line of the end zone, Jerome Pathon. Myers leaping up to knock it away with his right hand. He got a great compliment this week.
Yes, he did.
From Bill Belichick, who said he's the best rookie cornerback he's had on his team since Antonio Langham was a first-round pick for the Cleveland Browns in the early 90s. Fourth down and 16 for a first down for the Colts. And now the Patriots call a timeout to talk things over defensively with 8:55 remaining in the game.
You know, and why not? Why not call a timeout? Make sure you have everything ready and set.
Yep, you're right. Timeout on the field with a score. The Patriots 37, the Colts 7 on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. Fourth down and 16 for the Colts at the Patriots 17-yard line. Peyton Manning out of the shotgun formation with Edger and James to his right. Manning awaiting the shotgun snap on 4th and 16. Manning has it. Pump fakes, looks, fires over the middle. Touchdown to Marcus Pollard, the tight end. And Manning comes up with a very big fourth down play, Peter Brock. A 17-yard pass to Marcus Pollard to cut it to a 37-13 ball game.
And they are going for 2. That was an absolute frozen rope into this wind, and Pollard made a great play on it. The Patriots brought a blitz on that, gave a man coverage down in the backfield. They had him covered pretty well, but that ball went right exactly where it had to go.
Well, it comes with 8:51 remaining, and now the Colts will go for a 2-point conversion. Edgerrin James is the I-back directly behind Peyton Manning. They'll probably give it to James. Manning calling signals, back to throw, looks, fires, overthrown. And the Colts do not get the 2-point conversion. The scoreboard is showing 38 points, but the Patriots do not have 38 points. So it's a 37-13 game because the Patriots have not gone for a 2-point conversion at all in this game. They just changed it? And, yeah, they did. Okay.
Well, had Mora known it was only 37 points, he might have opted to kick that.
And go for the extra point. Yeah,
I think that's possible.
Might have fouled him up. For Peyton Manning, by the way, that is his 7th touchdown pass of the season. He has had 2 intercepted.
For touchdowns. Does that make it his 9th touchdown pass then?
Depending on how you look at it, I guess it could be. So the Indianapolis Colts get the 4th quarter score on the touchdown from Manning to Pollard with 8:51. Manning is 20 of 32, 210 yards, 1 touchdown, has been sacked twice and intercepted twice here this afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you, the Patriots secondary has done an absolute stellar job of covering these great wide receivers that the Colts have. Even the times when Manning's gotten the ball off, it's been, having to thread it to try to get it downfield. They haven't been running wide open like you typically see a Colts team do.
As the Colts got set to kick it off, the wind blew the ball off the tee. Again, that's happened about 4 times today to Hunter Smith. The Patriots, anticipating an onside kick, have 9 men up between midfield and the 40-yard line of Indianapolis, with the deep man back at about the 15-yard line, David Patton.
Well, they do have the hands team in there, the guys that they think can fall on the ball if it gets driven toward them.
All right, Hunter Smith now will attempt what we believe will be an onside kick. The Patriots leading 37-13. And the Colts, as you know, can strike from anywhere at any time. It's a bouncing kick, a squib, picked up by the short man, Troy Brown, at the 40, heading left to the 45-yard line, still on his feet, up to close to midfield before he's driven out of bounds at about the 47-yard line of the Patriots, where their offense will come onto the field, and they will be looking to run the ball and run as much time off the clock as possible. The Colts have all 3 of their timeouts remaining, but it's going to take... Actually, if they scored 3 touchdowns and got the 2-point conversion on all of them, then they could tie the game. So it's a long road back for Indianapolis, no question.
Sure is. They're going to get a whole dose of running game here, and the Colts haven't done a good job of stopping it yet.
1st and 10 for Brady at his own 48-yard line. Antoine Smith is the lone running back behind Tom Brady. The handoff to Smith, shoots it up the middle for a couple of yards to midfield. And it'll be 2nd down and about 8 for the Patriots from the 50-yard line, more or less. Tackle made by the middle of the Indianapolis Colts defense. On the bottom of the pile is Christian Peter. Rob Morris also there for Indianapolis. It's 2nd down and 8 for the Patriots from the 50-yard line. Clock ticking down to 8:20 to go in the game. Patriots have had 3 field goals from Adam Vinatieri, touchdown runs by Antoine Smith and Kevin Falk, and interception returns for touchdowns by Otis Smith and Ty Law. Empty backfield for Brady on 2nd and 8. Back to throw, fires left, complete clear, and caught across the 40-yard line, and driving down to the Colt 37-yard line goes Antoine Smith. Got a big game, Peter.
Yeah,
both in running and catching the ball.
And man, you could have fooled me with that play call. An empty backfield when you anticipate the Patriots just going to hog the ball at you a little bit. They split him out wide and throw it short, and he's able to get the 1st down.
1st and 10 Patriots at the Colt 37-yard line. Next Sunday, we're down south in Miami to play the Dolphins, and then back here the following week to play against Doug Flutie and the San Diego Chargers at Foxboro. Patriots break the huddle, 1st and 10 at the Colt 37. Double tight end offense with Antoine Smith, the lone running back, behind second-year quarterback Tom Brady. Done a good job here today. Handoff comes to Smith to the right. Breaks it across the line of scrimmage down to the Colt 33-yard line, and a gain of about 4 for Smith. Checking into the ball game come Mark Edwards and Kevin Falk. And Smith has had a workmanlike day.
Yes, he has. And, you know, and the Patriots, again, getting good pushes as there has been that way all game in that interior. And Smith just having to put his head forward and kind of roll with the wedge blocking up front.
20 carries, 92 yards rushing for Smith, plus a couple of receptions for big yardage as well. Second down at the Colt 33-yard line, 2nd and 6. High formation, Edwards and Falk. Pitch comes to Kevin Falk, turning wide to the left side, is going to be hit, spins off the hit and gets it back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss of a couple of yards by Christian Peter, but was able to slip that and get it back to the line of scrimmage to the 33-yard line. Bringing up 3rd down and 6 for the Patriots. They have to get to the Colt 27 for a 1st down. Clock ticking down to 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here at Foxboro, with the Patriots right now sitting pretty with a 37-13 lead. Ball on the far hash. Patriots try to go left to right. Slot to the near side right with Patton to the far side left. On 3rd down and 6. Tom Brady calling signals for the Patriots. In motion left to right comes Rod Rutledge. It's a draw to Kevin Falk, Falk right up the middle, down to about the 30-yard line of the Colts. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 and put the Patriots within field goal range if they want to try one, or they just may keep it here and try to, run off the clock as much as possible.
Well, and actually this is 4th down here, so yeah, they are going for it. They've already eaten up 3 minutes of this clock in this drive.
Smith, by the way, has 3 receptions for 51 yards to go with his 92 yards rushing. 4th down and 3 for the Patriots at the Colt 30. Brady calling signals. Rutledge in motion from left to right on 4th down. Brady back to pass. Looks. Flares it out left. Caught by Kevin Falk. He's at the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 to the 2. 1st and goal to go. Big play. Tom Brady to Kevin Falk on 4th down. Brady had tremendous pressure on him, Peter, but was able to maintain his poise and get the ball out there to Kevin Falk and let his speedy little running back do the rest.
Well, that's right. They faked the rollout right with Brady, and he actually ran into the pass rusher at that point in time and was able to have enough time to drop it off to Kevin Falk, who just put his head forward and rushed it as far downfield as he could.
BRYAN COX lines up as the fullback, offset right. Antoine Smith is the I-back behind Brady. 1st and goal at the Colt 2, and Brady turns and calls a timeout. Down to 4:19 to play in the game. And if you're wondering about player of the game, there's certainly a lot of choices for the Patriots. Antoine Smith would be a good selection. Otis Smith would be a good one because his play was really sort of one of those back-breaking plays on a 78-yard run.
Well, and that's right.
Tom Brady would not be a bad choice, playing his first game as a starter.
He did what he had to. But you almost have to give it to the secondary of the New England Patriots, I would think. They did such a great job of shutting some wide receivers down and really making this thing happen. They've scored 2 touchdowns on picks, but coverage, I think, really took the Colts out of their game plan today.
And also, Mark Capello, our crack producer, what did he come up with? Offensive line. Something near and dear to your heart.
Why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. Huh? That's why you're getting the big bucks. You're supposed to be thinking of that.
I've already been
Gino's back home saying, I would have said the offensive line.
Oh, sure. It's easy to be critical there.
1st and goal to go. Patriots at the Colt 2-yard line as they try to put the final nail in this one. Cox is the fullback, Smith the tailback in the eye, behind quarterback Tom Brady. The handoff comes to Antoine Smith to the right. Is going to be driven down. He was trying to wedge in toward the left as he came. The run was to the right off tackle, and then he tried to slide it back a little bit to the left to get in because he saw a gap there. Wasn't able to get to it. But, of course, even though it doesn't go for a touchdown, it doesn't hurt the Patriots because it keeps the clock going.
And they got 3 more plays to try to get it.
Sure. Down inside, 4 minutes to play. Patriots come out of the huddle. Cox remains the fullback. He is offset right. Smith is the I-back. In motion right to left is Mark Edwards. Tom Brady, the handoff to Antoine Smith to the right, and he is down again. Touchdown. Antoine Smith, second touchdown of the game. And who would have thunk it that the Patriots would be the ones to go over 40 points this afternoon here at Foxboro. The Colts came in averaging 43.5 points a game. The Patriots now lead at 43-13.
Well, and clearly they're helped out by a great defensive effort by the Patriots. 14 of those 43 points belong to the defense, but still, this has been a total team effort and a total team victory, as they mostly are.
The extra point attempt coming from Adam Vinatieri. And Lee Johnson will hold. Ball down, kick up, and the kick is good, and the teams head back upfield with 3:39 to go in the football game. And the Patriots now with a lead of 44-13.
Well, you got to wonder, do you think the Colts are going to bring Peyton Manning out with a score this out of hand, and we're only 3 minutes and 40 seconds to go? You put the ball back in his hands, knowing he has to throw the ball, and kind of exposing him to future injury.
Yeah, that's a good point, Peter, because you know that the Colts are not going to score 31 points in the next 3 minutes and 39 seconds. If they do, it would certainly be a first in NFL history. But the things that did not go right for the Patriots last week have gone right for them today, in that last week the Patriots turned the ball over 4 times, and despite a terrific effort by the defense, lost 10-3.
That's right.
This afternoon, the Patriots have 4 takeaways and no turnovers, and they're the ones who are on top.
Exactly right. 2 of those turnovers, you know, most of the time you like to see those result in points for your side, but you give the ball to the offense to do it. The Patriot defense was able to return 2 of those interceptions or those turnovers for touchdowns.
Smith now with 98 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, along with another 50 yards in pass receptions. It would be nice to see him get the ball a couple of more times to get over 100 yards, because it's been a while since the Patriots had a running back go over 100 yards rushing. All right, now the wind has blown the ball off the tee, so Terrell Buckley will hold it for Adam Vinatieri to kick off. Deep to the Colts at the 7-yard line is Terrence Wilkins. And Adam Vinatieri moves into the football and booms it end over end. Coming down to Wilkins at the goal line. Heads right to the 5, now coming left to the 10. 15, always in trouble. Down he goes. Wow. Zooming downfield to make the tackle on kick coverage for the Patriots, Larry Izzo. That's one of the reasons they signed him. He's a hell of a special teams player. This broadcast brought to you by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots, the National Football League, and WBCN is prohibited.
You got Mark Rippon in the game now, so
your question that you posed a moment ago has been answered. Yep. Mark Rippon, who hasn't played in the NFL since 1994. Former Washington Redskin quarterback who led them to a Super Bowl title. And he is in at quarterback on 1st and 10 for the Colts from their own 14-yard line. And the lone running back is Dominic Rhodes, replacing Edgerrin James. Rhodes takes the handoff, comes to the left, and gets up to the 20-yard line and is tackled there. Shoot top tackle made by Riddick Parker. Well, Peyton Manning on the day, Peter, was 20 of 32, 210 yards passing, 1 touchdown, sacked twice, and threw 2 interceptions that were taken back for touchdowns.
Well, very, very non-Manning-like numbers, but that's only the second running back that's touched the ball for the Colts. It's been Edgerrin James this entire season.
Yep. 2nd down and 4. Back to throw. Rippon looks to the right, fires to the right. It is caught at the 27-yard line for a first down. The reception made by Trevor Inslee of Indianapolis, as they've got their backup players in there right now at their own 27-yard line with 2:44 to go in the game. And the Patriots about to rack up their first win of the season. And the Colts will get their first loss. Handoff comes to Rhodes, shooting it up the middle across the 35 to the 36-yard line, where the tackle is made by Teddy Bruschi. First down, Colts, 2:25 to go, and the clock running. Rippon running with a no-huddle offense. Has a slot to the near side left, and Rhodes as the lone running back on 2nd down and 1 from his own 36-yard line. Rippon, the handoff to Rhodes, comes up the middle, and he squirts for the first down at about the 40-41-yard line, where Teddy Bruschi makes the tackle. And we've come to the 2-minute warning with a score. The Patriots 44, the Colts 13. Let's take a timeout on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
The Johnson Collection.
All right, it is a 1st and 10 for the Colts from their own 41. Their leading receiver today was Marvin Harrison. That's not a surprise. But 3 receptions for 49 yards, that is a surprise, because he's usually good for more than that. Wilkins had 3 receptions. Marcus Pollard 2. The Patriots did a very good defensive job on the Colts' big offensive guns today. Rippon on first down from his 41, back to throw. Looks over the middle, he goes. Oh, it is through the hands of the intended receiver Inslee and nearly intercepted by Marty Moore, who's out there seeing some playing time at linebacker. Pass goes incomplete, stops the clock with 1:56 to go. So the Patriots will come out of this cloudy, gray, breezy afternoon in Foxboro with their first win of the season, as they have run all over the defending division champion Colts here this afternoon with a magnificent overall performance, particularly by the defense and the overall performance by the offense. First and 2nd and 10, back to throw. Rippon on 2nd down. Looking, fires left, complete to Pollard. Again, Pollard dropped it. Dilger had 3 drops. Now Pollard drops one. Their tight ends have been dropping the ball all over the place. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. Well, the Colts have had one of those days. They came in averaging 43.5 points a game, and they're going to leave getting properly hammered by the Patriots. Out of a shotgun formation, Mark Rippon takes the direct snap, looks over the field, looking to his left, now looking over the middle, lets it go, caught by Pollard, and he goes to one knee down at the 42-yard line of the Patriots. With 1:41 to go, the first down for the Colts. They mark it now at the Patriot 43-yard line. Patriots just content to let this one run its course and be happy to go home with their first win of the year. Rippon, out of a shotgun formation, has Rhodes in the backfield to his left, takes the direct snap. Rippon looking left, looks for Rhodes, fires. The left is complete at the 40, 35-yard line, and down at about the 34. Terrell Buckley making the tackle on Dominic Rhodes, who is a rookie running back from Midwest Texas State, an undrafted college free agent. They mark it at the Patriot 35-yard line. Rhodes, 5'9", 208 pounds, was the only other running back that the Colts had available today. Their fullback only had one fullback, Jim Finn, and he was injured. They actually only have 3 running backs on the roster. The fullback Finn, along with Edgerrin James, and this guy, Dominic Rhodes. They use their tight end a lot as an H-back in the backfield, but you got to believe that they're going to be in the market to pick up another running back, because you're just not going to go through an NFL season with one fullback and 2 running backs.
Especially this early in the season, and you're already through your depth chart with them. But they haven't had to have one. I mean, Edgerrin James is the kind of tailback that's an every down tailback, and he'll carry the load mostly for you. If he gets nicked up, they got nobody behind him.
2nd down and 2 for the Colts at the Patriot 35. Rippon comes up to the line of scrimmage to check off the play. On 2nd down, the handoff to Rhodes to the right, spun down, close to a first down, may have gotten the first down. The tackle is made by Brandon Mitchell of the Patriots, and the ball will be marked at the, no, they're going to mark it just inside the 34-yard line, so it's 3rd down and a yard to go for Indianapolis at the 33 of the Patriots. Rippon out of a shotgun, takes the snap, looks to the right, throws to the right, complete there, and down at the 29-yard line is wide receiver Trevor Inslee. And a first down for the Colts, who now call a timeout with 39 seconds remaining.
Well, and you know, the thing that I appreciate out of what the Patriots did on their defensive game plan, they came up with, they're facing the #1 offense in the NFL, and they didn't try to get exotic or spectacular with their defense. They played sound, fundamental, and basic defense. They got good pass rush or pressure up the middle. They had great coverage in the secondary, and you know, let's face it, the wind helped them a little bit. In the 2 quarters that the Colts were facing the wind and trying to get things done into it, the ball fluttered a little bit, but the Colts really shot themselves in the foot a lot with the turnovers, with the drop passes, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But the Patriots stayed pretty basic.
First down at the Patriot 29. Rippon on a pump fake. Fires toward the end zone. This one could be picked off. It is tipped in the air and incomplete. Moving in to try to make the interception was to Bucky Jones, but it was tipped away. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 for the Colts at the Patriot 29 with 32 seconds remaining. I really think that you're trying to parcel out the credit. Got to believe that the Patriots' ability to run the ball today was really a big key, because it kept now the medical staff over to check on Jerome Pathon down the left sideline, who may have suffered an injury on that play. I think that the Patriots' ability to keep the ball on the ground and run it as well as they did for well over 150 yards or something, enabled the Patriots to keep the ball away from the Colts offense, which is the thing that you really have to do because they are such an explosive offense.
Well, again, and Peyton Manning has a difficult time scoring points from his bench area, so if you do ball control that way. The other thing that the running game does is it opens up your entire game plan, whether you want to drop back pass or play action or the screens that have been very effective on the Patriots today. All of that set up because they were able to run the ball effectively today.
Yeah, you're right. Next Sunday afternoon, a tough one for the Patriots against one of the best defensive teams in the NFL, the Miami Dolphins. That game down in Miami in South Florida. Following week here against Doug Flutie and those San Diego Chargers. 2nd and 10 Colts at the Patriot 29. Ripping out of a shotgun, 32 seconds remaining. Dilger in motion to the left, now sets up in the backfield. Back to pass is Rippon. Here's the rush, steps up into the pocket, flares it right, dropped again by Ken Dilger. Boy, is this guy
what did they do, huh?
It's about the 4th one he's dropped.
Yes, it is.
This afternoon.
One of them coughed up for a touchdown going the other way. You wonder if they left their fingers at the hotel today or something.
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, it's fine with me. Let's call them the way we see them.
Exactly.
3rd down and 10 for the Colts at the Patriot 29-yard line. 27 seconds remaining. Dilger in motion again, sets up in the backfield. Direct snap to Mark Rippon. He stands in the pocket, and he's sacked. Back at the 35-yard line, the sack is made by Riddick Parker.
Well, and that's just staying with it there. Riddick Parker continuing to drive, even though he was kind of on his hands and knees crawling to get that. That's just staying with it. You know, when it all goes, it all seems to fall apart. And that's exactly what's happened with the Colts today. They didn't run the ball effectively. They had trouble holding onto the football when the ball was thrown. And defensively, they just gave everything up.
4th and 16. Out of the shotgun, Rippon fires up the field, caught by Pollard, tackled at the 15-yard line, and that's it. And the Patriots walk off the field victorious, running all over the Indianapolis Colts here this afternoon, as the Patriots rushed 41 times for 198 yards on the ground. Tom Brady was 13 of 24 passing for 119 yards. Well, that's a 317-yard offense for the Patriots, and defensively certainly did their job holding the high-powered Indianapolis Colts to only 13 points. So with the final score, the New England Patriots 44, the Indianapolis Colts 13. That is it from Foxboro. For Gino Cappelletti, who continues to recuperate from surgery, for Peter Brock, Mark Capello, Roger Holman, Dennis Knutson, Josh Rakey, Jason Kennedy, Julian Campbell, and our crack statistician Mark Santos. This is Gil Santos reminding you that next Sunday the Patriots meet the Dolphins in Miami. Peter and I will wrap up this game, and we'll hear the Bill Belichick press conference coming up next on the Massachusetts Executive Office of Environmental Affairs and Department of Environmental Protection post-game show and orchestra on the WBCN New England Patriots Rock Radio Network.
This is the Massachusetts Executive Office of Environmental Affairs and Environmental Protection post-game show. And now for a recap of the game, let's go back down to the stadium with Gil Santos and filling in for Gino Cappelletti, Pete Brock.
So the Patriots get their first win of the season, and it's a smashing victory, 44-13 over the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts came in averaging 43.5 points a game. We felt going in that the one area where they did have a weakness was defensively, and that showed up today as the Patriots were able to run the ball for just under 200 yards. Tom Brady did an efficient job at quarterback in his debut as a starter, replacing the injured Drew Bledsoe. Brady was 13 of 24 for 119 yards, was sacked only one time. The Patriots just did a superior all-around job, leading at every stop. 7-0 at the quarter, 20-0 at the half, 37-7 after 3 quarters, and coasted to the victory. The star of the game is brought to you by Amtrak. Amtrak's Acela Express now leaves Boston 8 times a day for New York, so there's probably an Acela Express train that leaves when you need it to. For information or reservations, call 1-877-GO-ACELA, A-C-E-L-A, or go to Amtrak.com. Certainly, we have a lot of people that we could pick from today as the Patriots player of the game. And we have settled in on the Patriots' defensive secondary, because when you really boil it all down, Peter, they were the guys who had to do the job to stop Peyton Manning's aerial assault as he came into the game, averaging in his first 2 games 325 yards passing per game. He had thrown 6 touchdowns. Today he throws 1, gets intercepted twice. Both of them returned for touchdowns, one of 78 yards by Otis Smith that was one of the most spectacular pass interception returns I've seen in my years with the Patriots, and the other by Ty Law, coming in the second half, really put the capper on it and put it away. So of all the people that we could have chosen, offensive line, Antoine Smith, 98 yards rushing, 50 yards in pass receptions, scored 2 touchdowns. He could have easily been the star of the game. But I got to feel that the Patriots' defensive secondary, with 2 interceptions returned for touchdowns, and the overall work that they did, really highlighted this victory for the Patriots.
And I agree, and I couldn't agree more. I mean, they stepped up and met a tremendous challenge. The number 1 offense in the NFL and the number 1 offense or passing offense in the NFL, they stepped up and met it. The wind helped them a little bit, but, you know, I'm not going to take anything. Exactly right. I'm not going to take any of that away from the secondary. You know, the challenge in trying to stop such a balanced attack that the Colts have, they can run the ball effectively, they can throw it downfield, they can hit you underneath, is to have to stop one aspect of the game. And the secondary took about 3 of those aspects away today. Even in the fact that because they had such great coverage, it enabled the defensive lineman to get upfield and put some pressure on Manning, and he was throwing off balance more today probably than he has in a lot of his career. When he has time to be able to step in, he's only been sacked once this year coming into this game, and 50 times over 3-year career. So I really do think and agree with you that the secondary stepped up, met that challenge, and to put 2 touchdowns up on the board to help your offense is really something.
Absolutely. As the Patriots run up 44 points on the Colts with unofficially 198 yards rushing, 119 yards passing, which translates to 317 yards total offense for the Patriots. The Colts came in giving up an average of 350 yards defensively. So the Patriots pretty much did to the Colts what the Jets and the Buffalo Bills did. That the Patriot defense was able to do what neither the Colts, the Bills, nor the Jets did, and that was stop Peyton Manning and stop Edgerrin James, who was held well below 100 yards this afternoon.
And the other thing I really appreciated watching this game was the game plan they came out offensively. They did not put Tom Brady in situations where, you know, it was going to be critical or he had to make a big play to move the football. They were very effective in the running game early in the game, and it opened up so many opportunities for them. And I haven't seen the stat yet, but their third down efficiency had to be right up in there. They kept a lot of drives alive when they had to, and they did it with both run and pass. And I have never seen, and it's been a long time since since I've seen a Patriot team run screens that effectively. I mean, the one for the touchdown notwithstanding, but the little flare passes to keep drives alive, it's as good as a running play because you're getting the ball in the hand of a wide receiver and you're getting a lot of offensive linemen downfield being able to set up blocks. I think the game plan today offensively was outstanding.
Well, about 150 yards overall for Antoine Smith, both rushing and receiving, and he had 30-some-odd yards on one of those screen passes that set up a touchdown. And so he had an outstanding all-around game. And really, when you boil the whole thing down, the Patriots played a heck of a football game.
Yes, they did.
At all levels.
All levels.
Offense, defense, special teams. The special teams did not have any huge plays, but they did get 3 field goals from Adam Vinatieri. And the thing was that they didn't give up any huge plays.
And with a guy like Wilkins, their number 80, who's a great punt returner, he's already sprung one for a touchdown. I think he was third in the NFL in punt returns coming into this game, and he had absolutely nothing. His kickoff returns, even though the Patriots had to drive the ball low into the wind, and he was catching the ball on the 20-yard line or better. Oftentimes the Patriot coverage got down there soon enough that stopped them for any big gains on the return deal. So, kudos to the special teams as well.
Really A's all the way around. A's for everybody. Offense, defense, special teams, offensive line, defensive backs, linebackers, you name it. Whoever was doing whatever he was supposed to do did it.
Right.
And did it well for the Patriots to come up with their first win. And it's a shame that last week's game resulted in a tough loss, because right now they could be 2-1, tied with Miami and the Colts, because the Dolphins also lost. They got hammered by St. Louis. Let's go to Bill Belichick for the post-game analysis from the coach.
Well, it was a great win for us today. I thought we really needed that. The players really deserved it. They really started a big, real commitment on Wednesday, and I thought that we got some real good leadership today from a lot of our players, and they stepped up and they played big all the way across the board. I thought that we had a good complementary game between the offense, the defense, and the special teams. I thought all three units answered the bell when they needed to, and that's really what you need to do to win in this league. You got to have everybody pulling their share of the load, and we made some key plays at key times, and we had a pretty good day today. But that's a good football team, and we'll be hearing from them again, I'm sure. Looked like Marty hurt his Achilles there at the end of the game. I'm not positive what the extent of it is, but that's what it looks like right now.
So can you talk a little bit about Brady? Was there a lesser package in for him, or did you have everything in for him that would have been in otherwise? Or
yeah, I think it was pretty much whoever the quarterback would have been for this game would have had about the same game plan, whichever one of the three. I think that we didn't do anything specifically with Tom in mind or not in mind. We were just trying to find a way to attack the Colts, and I thought Tom did a real good job of running the team. There was some plays were better than others, but overall I thought he did a real solid job for the first time out.
Who do you think stepped up as far as leadership? You mentioned a couple of players.
Oh man, I'll tell you a lot of them. Defensively, Malloy, Cox, Ty, Pleasant, Hamilton, Brewski, Otis. Otis came back pretty quickly from the groin injury he had last week. Ted Johnson, McGinnis, they all showed up today. Got some plays out of Seymour, Riddick Parker. We rotated our linemen, but thought those guys did a nice job on the offensive line. I thought we got some real good leadership out of the interior people, Andrewsy and Compton. Woody missed pretty much the whole week of practice, but went out there and really played hard, made a big block on that screen pass. Troy Brown really stepped up, and Troy's kind of a quiet guy, but he really stepped up and I thought gave the team and the offense some good leadership this week. Brady, Kevin Falk, Antoine, those guys played hard. And it's hard to single anybody out because there's so many people that put so much into it, and whatever the frustrations were after the first two games, they really tried to focus on being ready for the Colts, and collectively that's what they did. Big kick by Vinatieri at the half too. That was a tough kick.
Did you plan to have Woody go in as early as he did, or the penalty against Rugam, or did that hasten things a little bit?
That might have speeded it up a little bit, but we were. I just didn't know if Damian was ready to start because he'd missed the whole week of practice, but we took him out there in warm-ups, and he felt okay with the contact and all that. So, we planned to bring him in at some point there in the first half anyway. But, we need to play aggressively, but we got to eliminate those 15-yard penalties. We had two of them on that drive, and, we were going into the win, and we had a key first down, and we picked up and got that called back on a chop block. And then lost some more field position on the personal foul, and that's just, wasn't a good way to start.
From a personal standpoint, is there a place for this game in your own trophy case or whatever?
I don't know. Ask me at the end of the year. It's a good win. It's a good win. It's a good team, but there's 16 games, and they all count pretty much equally in the standings. The division game, so it counts a little bit more, but this game by itself won't be enough. We're going to have to do a lot more this year, and I think that this is a real good lift for our players to build on. I think we can see a little bit what we can do if we really apply ourselves.
You talked early in the week about the frustration, and you said you told the team to take it out on the field if they were going to, when they were going to vent their frustration.
Right.
Did you have a sense that you had a very frustrated football team on your hands?
I think there were people who were frustrated about being 0-2. Absolutely. I think there was a lot of them. Instead of being mad about it and throwing a tantrum and all that, there's nothing you can do about it. Once they're in the books, they're in the books. The only thing we can do is take that feeling of being ticked off and frustrated and disappointed at 0-2 and take it out on our third opponent. And that's really where we try to channel the energy and the attitude, not at what had gone wrong in the past, but what we could do about it moving forward.
On that BRYAN COX, he made a lot of tackles. Did he kind of set the tone with his aggressiveness and enthusiasm? He was all over the field today.
Well, that's the way Bryan plays. I think he does set a little bit of a tempo, especially when he can make some plays for us like that, and the other people respond to it. Lawyer's that kind of a player too. He had a couple real good hits, and that gets the offensive people going a little bit, and the special teams people. Larry Izzo and Gerard Cherry did it for us in the kicking game. Antoine ran hard, and I think that did a little bit for us on defense. So yeah, I think there are some tempo setters there, and no question Bryan can be one of them for us.
But was there a recommitment to fundamentals, especially in tackling this week? Because it seemed that one of the things you complained about before was that people weren't wrapping up people, they weren't bringing them down. Today they seemed to really stop any forward progress by James, anybody who had the ball.
Well, I think we did a better job of tackling, but it seemed to me like we had a lot of people around the ball, and even when you miss them, when there's another 2 or 3 guys right there, it just doesn't show up. So my philosophy on defense has always been, the more people you can get around the ball, it minimizes any kind of errors that you have. Just be aggressive and get a lot of people there. And, James is a good runner. He ran hard. We got him a couple times. We missed him a couple times. It just seemed like whenever we missed him, there were always another couple guys there to cover it up. So.
Antoine had a kind of a breakout game for him, and again, you have preached the last couple of weeks about the running game getting better and coming, and it seemed to really to be there today. Again, another thing you just thought was getting better as time went on.
Well, I think the running game, I thought it was okay last week. I think it was a little bit better this week. I didn't think it was too good the first week against Cincinnati. Hopefully we can keep building on it. I thought that, Antoine and today it was Kevin, that their styles really contrast a little bit. And, Kevin had a couple nice cutback runs, and Antoine had a couple good power runs where he, was running through the arm tackles and guys reaching for him, that kind of thing. So, I think that they complement each other, and JR's style in there as well. So, it's not really, I think, a case where, you go into the game and say, well, this guy is going to do it this week and that guy is going to do it the next week. I think that they complement each other, and if we can keep running the ball like that and get those number of carries, that, eventually something good will happen. I think our line's starting to gain some confidence in coming off the ball, too.
And it would have to be huge for you to get that kind of an effort from your run game with a new quarterback in there, take a little bit of the pressure off him, eat the clock,
right,
defense.
Right, but I think that's the way that, that you really want to play the Colts anyway. They're so explosive on offense that the fewer possessions they have, the longer you can hang on to the ball, the less your defense has to stay out there for, long drives and no rest and keep going back out, the tougher it is to stop them. So I thought it was a good complementary game today between the offense, the defense, and the special teams. And certainly the offense did a good job in converting some third downs, running the ball, We had a situation where we had the ball on the 9-yard line and into the wind, and even though we didn't score, we were able to drive it out and, get some decent field position for the defense. So, just plays like that. It doesn't look like much in the final score, but, there are key times in the game, and they're important.
Bill, when you took over this team, almost from the beginning, you talked about physical play, being tough on both sides of the line of scrimmage, and we've seen instances of that, I guess, over the last year, but was this probably the most complete performance of that aspect of the game?
Well, it was a good one. I thought we had a couple physical games last year, but this was a good one today. I think this is the way we need to play. We need to play tough. We need to be physical. We're not really a great finesse team, but I think we can play into our strengths, and I think that's our best chance, to put it that way.
Coach, from a coaching standpoint, Peyton Manning has never really been successful here. Is this just the way the ball bounces for him and the way you guys 9 out of the last?
Well, I'd say that you got to give the credit today to the defensive players. They did a good job. They really played good team defense. There's no one guy you can stop on that offense. Harrison, they got Pathon, they got Pollard, they got James. They got too many good players. So everybody's got to do a good job. And, we got big plays in the secondary from a lot of different guys. We got some big plays up front with the linemen. The linebackers stepped up. So it was just good team defense. I got to give all the credit to the players.
One other question. Around the country, people are going to be surprised. They're going to see the score, how good the Colts are, and especially the way probably they might have maybe the first 2 games, losing those 2 games. Did you sense this coming, whether it's now or somewhere during the season, that the team would put this kind of effort together?
Well, you hope that's what you hope for. That's what you hope for. No, I'll be honest with you. I didn't think this was going to be the final score of the game when we started. At 1 o'clock this afternoon. But that's the NFL. You never know what's going to happen. Every Sunday's different combination of plays and momentum and breaks and those kind of things. And I just. Look, we had a good day today. This certainly wasn't one of the better cold days. They're a good football team, and today wasn't one of their better days. We're going to see them again, and they're going to be tough then too.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks a lot, fellas.
There he is, Patriots head coach Bill Belichick, following this remarkable 44-13 victory by the Patriots. Bill Abbott and Ron Lepet here in the fabulous Budweiser Broadcast Palace here at Foxboro Stadium. And we're going to break down this game. We're going to give you all the scores here in Week 3 in the National Football League. Coming up, Tim Fox joining us from down in the locker room. It's all on the way here in the Massachusetts Executive Office of Environmental Affairs postgame show on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Manning looks, fires, intercepted by Otis Smith at the 25. Heading left to the 30-yard line. Turning wide to the far side of the field. Turns for corner at the 40-45. He's at midfield to the 40. He's to the 35-30. 25-20. He's to the 15. To the 10. To the 5 and in. Touchdown, Otis Smith. Whoa. Spectacular broken field run on the interception by Otis Smith.
That is the call of the game, brought to you by American Medical Response. American Medical Response is now conducting interviews for their free EMT training course. You can learn to make a living saving lives. Call AMR right now. 1-888-AMR-8850, an equal opportunity employer. Bill Abbott, Ron Lepet here. Let's go to check in with Tim Fox, who's down in the locker room.
Hey, Bill, it's Tim down here with Laura Malloy, and it's got to feel pretty good to finally get that first one under your belt.
Oh, definitely. It's almost like getting your first pick. Obviously, it's always tough to get the first one, but once you get the first one, hopefully, it starts the domino effect or whatever. So we're looking for some more after this.
It seemed like a pretty simple defensive scheme going up against Peyton Manning, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. It looked like you played cover 2, probably 90% of the time with a little bit of cover 3. Anything different for him than you normally would do?
I think mostly movement, helped us out more than anything. Obviously, we stayed base. We knew that going into the game that they were a high-powered offense, whatever. So the defensive backfield, we knew that we had to stay deep, make plays in the backfield, and just trust that everybody up front, the linebackers, and the linemen, will make the plays on edge and up front.
So are you going to give Ty a little bit of grief about crawling on his knees so that he can try to get into the end zone?
Ty, he's more flamboyant than me, so I expected that from him, basically. But, it was a great play. He's a great player, and he made the play.
Well, congratulations, a great win. Appreciate you taking time with us.
right, thank you very much, Tim. We're going to check in with you again momentarily as Tim Fox rounds up a few more players. This was quite a remarkable win. Ron Lepet, you were saying, even as this game was just getting underway, that this was a game that the Patriots, not that they could win, but they were going to win.
This was a game that I thought these guys were going to rally around this quarterback and really get things done. And they did that because Brady is a fine quarterback. And the team needed to have confidence in him. And they did a great job.
I think you and Michael Felger may have been two of the only people in New England who actually picked the Patriots not to come close, but to win today. So I give you big props for that. I want to go over some of the other scores in the National Football League as the Patriots actually made their way up in the overall standings in the National Football League in the AFC East today in beating both the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins. Lost today 42-10 in St. Louis.
Uh-oh, the ambulance coming.
Pittsburgh beats Buffalo 20-3. This means that the Patriots are no longer in last place either.
That's a good thing.
Buffalo is now 0-3.
Being in last place. Oh.
Green Bay Packers beat Carolina today 28-7. Fourth quarter, last we heard, New York Giants leading New Orleans 21-13. It was Minnesota defeating Tampa Bay today at the Metrodome 20-16.
Oh,
and
no.
Kansas City just embarrassing the Washington Redskins in their home debut here in 2001. 45-13.
That's embarrassing.
Marty Schottenheimer doing his best with the Redskins, I'm sure.
He's taking that very well.
Early scores in the late games. The Atlanta Falcons lead the Arizona Cardinals 7-0 in the Valley of the Sun, and the Denver Broncos getting out to a quick 7-0 lead over the Baltimore Ravens at Mile High Stadium. This was a game as the Patriots, winning this game as large as they did, Ron. This was a game that, although Brady came in and the offense played well today, that the defense really set up the offense to win.
The defense played very, very well today, and it looks like they were, mixing up their coverages and running a cover two, as well as, rushing three at a time, and then just mixing up things so that they can keep the quarterback off balance.
This was also, prior to getting that last touchdown to put him over the top. I mean, you went back and, 35 points, I'm trying to do the math in my head. Nonetheless, the defense scoring a couple touchdowns today. Patriots offense getting help from Adam Vinatieri, whose strong leg really came through in a very windy situation today.
Very windy.
Patriots offense, I don't want to take anything away from them, but, this may have been a closer game had it just depended on offensive score, but they still would have won. The defense really put them not into a position just to win, but to dominate this game.
Yes, they did dominate this game. And coming here today, I thought for sure that this was going to be a running attack that we would place on their offense, and they would have to get the job done through just getting it out, getting the tiger out, and coming through and making some blocks. But we passed the ball very well, didn't put Brady in situations that would hinder us winning the game, and I thought that they did a great job.
Well, we're going to be checking in with Tim Fox again momentarily for more Patriots news and more Patriots highlights. Watch the 10 p.m. Sports Report on Fox Sports Net. 30 minutes of home team news, 100% dedicated to New England's teams. The New England Sports Report nightly on Fox Sports Net. This is the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Back to throw is Manning on 2nd and 18. Fires to the right. It is intercepted. Picked off by Ty Law at the 20, at the 15. Still at his feet at the 10. Heading to the right, to the 5. And he is going to go in. Touchdown. Ty Law goes 20 yards with a pass interception. The second Patriots touchdown and interception this afternoon.
There's the best replay of the game, brought to you by the New England Jeep dealers. It's a perfect time to buy a Jeep Grand Cherokee. $2,500 cash allowance or 0.9% APR. For details on the Grand Cherokee, see your New England Jeep dealer. Bill Abbott, Ron Lepet here in the fabulous Budweiser Broadcast Palace here at Foxboro Stadium. Let's check in now with Tim Fox, who's down in the locker room with Antoine Smith.
Hey, Bill.
down here with Anton Smith, and obviously kind of a coming out party for him today. He finally got the ball in his hands and got the production out of him that we were looking for. Anything different today about what we've done for the last 2 weeks? All of a sudden, we have a very productive running game.
I think the most important thing today was we got out early. We established the running game early, and that gave the coaching staff confidence to come back and keep calling, the run plays. And, we wasn't behind. We was up the whole game. So, that's one reason, too, the dictation of the game.
Well, with Tom Brady coming in at quarterback, I mean, obviously the dependence was not on Drew Bledsoe this game. Do you think that factored into the game plan where they wanted to depend on the run a little bit more than what they normally would?
Yeah, of course. We don't want to, every time he goes out there, we don't want him dropping back every time. So myself and, Kevin, we had to go out there. Mark also go out there, run the ball to take some of the pressure off Tom. And it did, plus the wind was blowing. It was, a little strong wind out there, which also turned into a running game, which kind of feeds to, to what we was out there trying to do today.
Well, it seemed like this team has, for the first 2 games, just had nothing but bad luck. And today, the ball seemed to bounce our way, and defense came up, made a couple big plays. Nice to have the defense contributing.
Hey, our defense has been strong for us all year long. We can't put it on them the first 2 games. It's the offense. We sputtered. We didn't put points on the board. But this game, we came out. We put points on the board. The defense, they got some turnovers and converted them into some scores for you. And the main thing on offense, we didn't turn the ball over. And anytime we do that, we got a good chance of winning.
All right, that's great. I know you got a chance to get out there. I'll let you go. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it very much.
All right, thank you, Tim. We're going to be checking in with Tim Fox again momentarily, although we'll see whether or not there are any more players. Usually this is right around the time that everybody, Ronnie's trying to make their break, get back to their families and all. So we'll see whether or not Tim will be able to grab anybody.
It's cold out here.
It is cold out here. Let's just say with Antoine Smith today, who had close to 150 yards of total offense today. Yes, Tim Fox.
And Woody.
All right, you go grab Damian Woody. I just wanted to say, with 150 yards of total offense, some of the offensive numbers brought to you by Unisphere Networks. Join a growing company with a winning team. Unisphere Networks, a leading provider of IP infrastructure products, enabling next-generation broadband data and voice services. Log on to unispherenetworks.com to review career opportunities and a winning team. And Ron, as Tim makes his way over to Damian Woody, this was a situation today, and I think Antoine Smith said it very well. This day started off cold. We knew it was going to be a cooler day today, but the wind really playing a factor in knocking down the passing game, which really is what Indianapolis does best. Obviously they've got a great running back in Edgerrin James, but he's complemented so much by that passing game that they have there with 4 or 5 different great options that Peyton Manning has. Yet at the same time, the Patriots able to counter that with a running attack that we haven't seen so far in the 2001 season.
Anton Smith did a great job of running the ball. He really stayed low, and waking up this morning, he must have been very, very happy to see the wind was blowing, and it would give the offensive coordinator time just to allow him to run the ball.
All right, let's go back down to the locker room and Tim Fox.
Hey, Bill, I've got Damian Woody standing here with me, a guy who I guess went through most of the week without any practice and then got the nod to go in and get in and play. Must feel good today to get the running game finally going, Damian.
Oh, definitely. Last week we kind of got it jump-started, had over 100 yards rushing, and this week I think we had a good ball control offense, ran the ball good, quarterback made good throws, and really kept their offense off the field for a considerable amount of time.
Did you feel like with Bledsoe out of there and bringing a young kid in a quarterback, did it feel like the offense felt the pressure and knew they had to perform a little bit better today?
No, I think with Brady's a real he has a lot of composure. I mean, he's a take charge guy, and when he got out there, it was just the same as usual. Just go out there. I think as offensive line, we kind of stepped it up even more, knowing that he's a young guy. Give him protection and let him do his thing, and he did a good job out there.
Now, as we said earlier, you missed a lot of the week with you're a little bit banged up. You come through the game okay?
Yeah, I feel fine. Went around, went out there and bang heads a little bit, and actually loosened up a lot more during the game, so I feel fine right now.
All right, well, that's great. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on a great win.
All right, thank you very much, Tim. Coming up, we're going to hear from Tom Brady, his post-game press conference. We're also going to hear from some of the people in the other locker room. Jim Mora, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, and some of the other players as they get ready to make their way back in a long, quiet trip back to corn country in Indiana. Bill Abbott Ron LePet here. It is the Massachusetts Executive Office of Environmental Affairs postgame show on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network. It's at Foxboro Stadium following this impressive Patriots 44-13 victory over the Indianapolis Colts as Tim Fox is just sitting down. Good job, Tim, by the way, grabbing you actually have mic and headphones and everything right next to you on the other side as well. That's okay.
He's a free safety. He's covering everything.
Want to go over some final numbers here. Tom Brady on the day, 13 of 23, 168 yards total. He was only sacked once for 9 yards. Almost sacked in the second half there. And I think it may have been one of his only true rookie mistakes, and rookie in the sense that it was his first full game out there as a quarterback in the National Football League. The second half where he was feeling the rush, he was trying to get rid of the ball, and maybe the speed of the National Football League game not being the same way that it is in the Big Ten, he almost didn't get the ball out.
The Big Ten.
It's one and the same.
No. Antoine Smith today had a bunch of, it says here, this can't be right. As I'm looking at, I'm looking up here. That was pass receiving. 94 yards rushing, 58 yards receiving. So, yeah, better than 150 yards total today.
You know what's interesting today, though, is it's almost as if the Patriots came in with the mindset that they were going to run the ball. And they knew they had to run the ball because they didn't want to put the pressure on Brady, and they succeeded. And it's almost like I've said this before, having Drew Bledsoe on this team and at the quarterback, because he has such talent and because he does have the ability to deliver the ball the way he does. It's almost like having being addicted to a drug, because you go back there, you run it once, you don't get anything. You run it twice, you don't do so good, and all of a sudden, forget that. Let's let Drew throw it. And I think today, for the first time, they stuck with the running game, and they were able to get some confidence there, and then the confidence build, and next thing you know, they've got a good ground attack.
177 yards total on the ground today for the New England Patriots. But Tom Brady, and you were starting to get into this, Ron, very cool today as he was out there on the field, faced a lot of different situations, and really we didn't see any signs of panic out there.
No, cool and collective, and this guy looks like he's been here all the time, and wasn't afraid up in the pocket, stood up in the pocket, and got the job done. Threw the very, very hard to the receivers, and right through the wind, tight spiral, got the job done.
I'll tell you, one of the things I was very surprised about is that they were up by such a great margin in the third quarter, and at one point they get down in their own end of the end zone, and they had their backs against the wall. And under any normal circumstance, you'd run the ball 3 times and punt it back out of there. Yet they had the confidence in him to come out throwing the football, and I was very impressed in that. I thought it was foolish in one regard, because almost had a ball picked off down there because of the pass rush, and the guy got in his face and had trouble delivering the ball. Certainly wouldn't have been his fault, but they've got a lot of confidence in this kid, and he performed well today.
Coming into this game, the Indianapolis Colts had one of the worst rushing defenses in the National Football League, but kind of a deceptive stat in that they've gotten so far ahead in most of their games so far. The other teams have been forced to throw, so really they haven't had to defend against the run very much. Yet the New England Patriots able to exploit that weakness today, and amazingly so. I don't think anybody expected the Patriots could do this, and running back by committee on top of that.
Well, let's face it, though. I mean, the Patriots have had a series of bad breaks over the last couple weeks and over the last few years, and it's almost like today they got their retribution, because the ball seemed to bounce their way. Guys were batting balls around, and we were picking balls up off the ground, picking balls up off people's shoelaces and running them back. Ty Law fell down twice and still got up and ran the thing all the way back.
Wait a minute, I thought that was a pretty good move. It shook me. I was, what is he doing?
I've seen you use that move before. Yeah,
it's a different type of dance.
I fell down by design.
Yeah, well, whatever it was, it definitely worked. And I'll tell you, the fans deserve this one, because they hung in there, and they were here. Right. You'd think in a blowout like this that the fans would be empty and the stands would be empty by the end of the game. But I was actually up, and I want to say hi. I was up to the guys in the CMGI box. Gotta say hi to Nick. He was my buddy. He was analyzing the game for me. But they hung in there right till the very end. The fans were there, and I'll tell you what, the players appreciate it.
Well, it's a great win today for the New England Patriots. We're going to hear from the winning quarterback, Tom Brady, coming up on the other side. We're going to hear from Jim Mora as well. That is on the way. Plus, we're going to start taking your phone calls momentarily, 617-931-1041, here in the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Brady calling signals on a long count. Back to throw. Here's the rush. It's a screen. Complete on the left to Antoine Smith at the 45. At the 40, left side, 35, 30, 25. Back to the 20-yard line to the 15, to the 10-yard line. Antoine Smith inside the 10 to the 9 on a screen pass from Tom Brady.
There you go, Antoine Smith picking up 38 yards on that particular play. A screen pass, something we haven't seen for a while from the New England Patriots either. Let's take this opportunity for station identification here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Imus, Don and Mike, and New England Patriots football. If you're a guy and don't listen to this station, you've got some serious issues. WZAN, Portland.
Amtrak's Acela Express leaves Boston 8 times a day for New York, so there's probably an Acela Express train that leaves when you need it to. For information or reservations, call 1-877-GO-ACELA or go to Amtrak.com. And Tim, you enjoying that spicy beef?
Ooh, that's good. Was that who was that? Fleming's or Tom's?
No, that's Tom's Tavern here in Rentham.
Nice stuff.
1-800-GO-what?
1-800-GO-ACELA.
I want to go and sell her.
I got my father-in-law's coming up Tuesday on the Acela track.
I think, Amtrak is going to make out well.
I've been trying to sell out for a long time, Bill.
Let's go down to the locker room now and check in with the press conference with the quarterback, Tom Brady.
Tom, not a bad debut.
I think it was a good start for the whole team. You 0-2 and the back's against the wall, and we came out and the defense performed well. We were running the ball. Just takes a lot of pressure off what my job was to, move the sticks. So, like I said, it was a good win. It wasn't the Super Bowl or anything, but it's good. 0-2, and now we're 1-2, and we got to go down to Miami.
Tom, you said you're confident, and you know you're poised, but did you feel any kind of butterflies or anything at all when you first went out there, because it was your first NFL start?
Yeah, I'd tell you if I did, and I really didn't. I felt like it was a practice field. And, the first play I went out and got sacked, and I wasn't very happy about that. And third play, and throwing into the wind, ball sailed on me. Wasn't very happy about that one either, but after that, kind of settled into things and started moving the ball a little bit. Defense helped us out a ton, like I said, and had 44 points and a win. I like it.
You talked about earlier in the week that you said quarterbacks are judged on wins and losses.
Yeah.
It's about the W's. Where will this rank, being your first start, being a win? I mean, how will that be for you?
Yeah. I think you envision, I'm laying in bed last night, you kind of envision the things that are going to happen in the game and the way the outcomes and the possibilities. And never did I think, it would be a runaway victory like it was. It was our day today. We had a lot of things that bounced our way. And you need that in football. There's a lot of times, the last couple of weeks, the ball hadn't been bouncing our way. So you just got to take advantage of those opportunities. And we all took advantage today.
You surprised yourself at all? Maybe you did things a little better. I mean, you have confidence in yourself. Obviously, a lot of people say that about you. But did a couple of things go, hey, I did some things better than I thought I could?
Yeah, I thought of some things. It's funny, in practice, you never get hit. And playing, Damon made a comment to me before the game. He said, Tom, the one thing I could tell you is that it's a long game. And I got in here at halftime, and that was the longest I played in, 2 years. So I was like, we got to go out for another half. So, that was one thing, just the length of the game and how many chances and how many opportunities you have with the ball.
Tom, can you talk a little bit, too, about the fact that you had a consistent running game today, and that must have helped things out a lot, I would assume?
Yeah, it sure does. Antoine ran hard. Those guys there was some running room there today. Kevin squirted in there on a touchdown, made a great cut. I had a great view of that. I turned around, and believe me, you love seeing someone come out the back end of that line of scrimmage. So it makes it, like I said, it makes it easier, keeps those third downs manageable. I think we had a pretty good third down percentage today, I would think.
Coach talked earlier in the week about talking about the team to take their frustrations out on being 0-2 on the Colts. Did you sense that you were on a very frustrated football team and kind of was going to release that furor on the Colts today?
I think so. I think we had a long off season, and there was a lot of guys that worked hard, and we had prepared, and especially hard. We had real good training camp, and then you come out your first 2 games, and it doesn't necessarily show. So I think guys at that point were frustrated because we thought we had made a lot of strides, and we had nothing to show for it. So anytime you get a win like this, this was a team that we feel that we are. We don't feel like the team that we were 2 weeks ago. This is the way we think we can perform week in and week out, and there's no reason why we can't. It's just it's our decision. So
You say strides. What do you mean? What did you think you guys were going to be better at this year that you weren't able to do a year ago?
I think everybody's just much more comfortable with one another. I think we're been running the same offense now. We have the same coaching. We've just been more prepared, I think, this year, more mentally and physically, I would say, than before. So you get to know the way your coaches are thinking, the way they envision plays working, and you're able to communicate better with your coaches and your players, and even the new guys, David Patton and Bert and Torrance and Charles. I mean, those guys communicating better with them as well.
Tom, did you have any conversations with Drew along the sideline during the game? Or,
The whole game. He's such a help. I mean, he's been playing for a lot of years, and he's been in the Pro Bowl, and there's a lot of things to learn from. So believe me, I take everything I can get from him.
Tom, you're surprised they didn't put more pressure on you as being your first start in the NFL?
Yeah, I think they weren't really in a lot of situations to put a lot of pressure. Like I said, those third downs were pretty short, and we were running the ball so well. It's hard for them to, if they're calling all out blitzes and we get through there, we hand the ball off and he breaks free, then I'm not sure they wanted to do that either. So I think I thought they played a little bit how I kind of talked with Drew last night. I said, what do you think they're going to do? And he said, well, I think they're probably going to play pretty conservative, maybe run blitz on first down, try to get you into third down, and then try to confuse you with some zone blitzes. So I thought that's pretty much what they did, and I think we were prepared for that.
How do you think you've absorbed in the short course of time here in just a couple of years in the National Football League?
I'm making progress. That's all I can say. I don't know how far, how much more I'm going to mature. Hopefully, there's a lot. I certainly know there's a lot of room for improvement, and that's my objective. I'm going out there every day and every practice to learn something and to get better, because I want to be, eventually, I think I want to be out there, just performing as well as I can. That's obviously what I enjoy doing, and this was just a good start today.
Yeah, I mean, there are other guys.
There's quarterback Tom Brady. His post-game press conference says he is the winning quarterback, winning in his NFL debut, his starting debut. A great win, too. 44-13. Patriots get their first win of the season. Just a quick update on several of the other scores. Cleveland leading Jacksonville in the second quarter right now 3-0. Atlanta 10-0 over Arizona in the second quarter. Broncos lead Baltimore at Mile High 10-3. Never pick against Denver at Mile High. No score. Bengals and Chargers in the second quarter. Raiders leading the Seahawks at the Network Associates Coliseum 7-0. Coming up, we're going to start taking your phone calls on the other side. We're also going to hear from Jim Morris, 617-931-1041 here on the WBCN Patriots Rock Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to this presentation of the Johnson Collection.